The League Two playoff final.
Live from Wembley.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
And welcome back inside Wembley Stadium, where the two sets of players are lined up under the Sky Bet League Two playoff final arc. How are those nerves? Carlisle all in their red chain strips, Stockport in blue and white. The officials in the middle, your referee today, Tom Nield, assistants Alex James and Christo Karinovianov. Now it is the national anthem. Fantastic noise here. Now the dignitaries will go down the line and meet the players. Paul Simpson goes down his line of Carlisle United players. As I was mentioning, Krivanov, one of the assistants, Risto, also the video assistant referee today, Neil Swarbrick. We're told they will leave it like a League Two game. They won't intervene like in the Premier League, but if there are big key moments in the penalty areas, VAR will be used for the only game this season in League Two after 48 games without VAR today. Chris Lumsden, bit of an odd one that, isn't it, for the players to deal with, especially with the amount of holding on and pushing and pulling you see in penalty areas at this level.
Yeah, as you say, hopefully they will leave it alone, and they'll let the players get on with it. Not needed, but I can see why they do it and bring it in. But we're finally here now. We've packed behind the goal. I think we've distributed our tickets a bit. Looks a bit fuller, but I know they assault more, but we've kind of distributed ours a little bit better. It looks not so many gaps, but great attendance for a League Two. What you're scared of is it looking a bit bare, but it doesn't. Of course, the top sections are going to be out of play, but the bottom and the middle are packed.
Just look all around the Club Wembley section all around here. They're rammed in there, and then all the way away to our right behind that goal. Down in front of us, you can see deck chair shirts and blue checkered flags, Cumbrian colours. I can see Melishers on the back of shirts, Moxons as well. I can see the blue of Carlisle United in the crowd as the players are all in red. One change today, Mellish back into the back three, back from his 3-game ban. His teammates' exploits in the semi-finals have got him one more game this season. The full guy, of course, Ben Barkley, who can't play against Stockport today. He's going to watch this one with his Carlisle kit on today, though. Mellish to the left of the back three, Whelan on the right hand side, Moxon, Guy and McCalmont in midfield. Huntington, of course, anchoring the back three. The wing backs, Armour and Senior. Up front, Garner and Gordon, and in goal, Holy for Carlisle United. For Stockport, Ben Hinchliffe in goal for them. Former Barrowman Akil Wright in a back three, along with Fraser Horsfall and Chris Hussey. Ryan Rydell and Kyle Noyle, the wing backs. Callum Camps, Anthony Starcevic and Ryan Crosdale in the midfield. And up front, Isaac Olafe and Paddy Madden, the former Carlisle man. And it looks like the officials have done at the toss of the coin. Paddy Madden stood in the centre circle, looking like he's ready to get us underway here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports. Carlisle United will defend the end with their own fans in the first half, going from right to left in front of us. Whatever orientation you're watching it from, we're rooting for red. We're booing the Blues this afternoon. Stockport starting the day in blue. And it's Stockport to kick off with the former Carlisle man, Paddy Madden. Scored a goal that helped Yeovil on their way up in a playoff final over 10 years ago. And all eyes on the referee then, who's presumably under the spell of the TV. The players take a knee down in front of us. Chris Lumsden's pointing something out to me, pointing a finger at it rather than telling me. What have you seen?
I'm just seeing the atmosphere from this side compared to the other. You know, so all our fans are right up for it.
We're underway then in the League Two playoff final. Can Carlisle United make it up? A first promotion in 17 years. They're on the ball from the Stockport kickoff. Stockport clear it downfield. They'll try and get onto it down the right wing. Mellish crashes it away, but it was a Carlisle throw-in. Plenty of runoff on either side of the pitch for big throw takers, Chris, to get big throws down the line.
Yeah, I think Mellish done the right thing there. He's just... It's throwing, yeah. Paul Huntington's just asking the question. Just took a little bit of a kick over the top just to let people compose.
Mellish preparing to take the throw-in down in front of us. We have got the game on here on the monitors in the ground, although they're a bit behind, but we will get replays of sorts as Mellish throws the ball up to halfway. Under it, Garner battling against right to Stockport. Carlisle lift it forwards. McCalmont after it. Cleared forwards, and it finds Olafe for Stockport. Played up into the midfield. Moxham thought about the crash. Caught his man right, but it comes out to the right touchline here with Camps. Just trying to play out towards the edge of the Carlisle penalty area. Guy nicks in, intercepts. Armour's just given it away, though, under a bit of pressure here. Lifted in behind the Carlisle defence. Huntington gets up, wins his first header of the afternoon. Nodded down the line. Garner trying to get there, but it's gathered in the midfield by Crowsdale. Come back into the team. Made the most appearances with 38 in League Two in their midfield this season, Crowsdale, but was missing for the second leg of their playoff semi-final against Salford. Out on the left-hand side with the eminently impressive Hussey. Pushing 35 now, Hussey, but still reigning forwards in League Two. Out to the right-hand side of their defence in the Stockport half. Back into the centre of that defence with Horsfallen. He goes back to his goalkeeper for the first time this afternoon. Over to Horsfall, left of the Stockport back three. They looking to try and play, you can see, but in the end just lifting it forwards. Huntington heads it down the line. Stockport pick it up here with a bit of space in front of us. McCalmont battling for it. They come again down the left-hand side. The referee not intervening. A bit of work for Whelan. Cross comes into the penalty area. Madden gets the head onto the roof of the net. No real danger. Thomas Holder just able to watch it all of the way, but just getting the passing going a little bit, having won the second ball high up there, Stockport.
Yeah, they worked it well. Got it out to the wing there. He's cutting onto his right foot, curling ball. You don't expect Madden to score from there, though, and as you say, Hawley just watches it go over his bar.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport live at the home of football, Wembley Stadium. 12 years on from the 2011 EFL Trophy final win against Brentford. Peter Murphy, who scored the winning goal that day, is here as Carlisle try and break forwards here. Gordon putting pressure on his man. Armour gets forwards as well. Bit of a scramble in that Stockport area, and it's out for a Carlisle throw on the left of that Stockport box.
Good second balls there. You know, sometimes it's going to have to be that. Turn it round the corner and up we go.
Listen to that United noise around us here. Magnificent. Throw-in taken by Armour. Somebody arriving late in the press box and getting in all of our way here in front of us. Carlisle trying to find a way past their men. They get a quick follow-up throw-in on the left-hand side here. Armour to take again. He went short with the first one in the 4th minute. Goalless. Madden heading onto the roof of the net. Fairly tamely moments ago, the closest either side have come. Throw into the area, Stockport can comfortably clear, but a miscommunication from Carlisle. Huntington keeps it alive with a nod down the line. Garner trying to get onto it. Gathered though in the midfield by Stockport. Sarcevic on the ball, out the left-hand side to Hussey, who'll drive forwards. J.K. Gordon going after him for Carlisle United. Hussey's just managed to stay ahead of him and then slips it in behind the Carlisle defence. Whelan's got to try and jockey his man. Ball in towards goal. Huntington clears. Up into the midfield. Jumping for it, Guy. Getting there, one of the Stockport players. Carlisle clear, but they're just a little bit on edge here as Huntington jumps into his man, wins the header. It'll drift through to Holy. And just a little moment of concern in there for Carlisle United. And that little ball, the out to in ball in behind the fullback on the far side.
Yeah, it's a good ball, well worked from them there. You know, they've got pace, they've got power, they've got good players. So have we, and that's why it's going to be such an even game, you would think. I think both teams have settled all right, to be honest.
Long one forward from Holy. Underneath it for Carlisle. Garner's gone down easily. The referee's swallowed this one very easily. Tumbling to the floor there, Joe Garner. It's given Carlisle a fairly presentable free kick here. It's maybe just beyond shooting territory, Chris, but certainly in Owen Moxon 1 territory to lift something in.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Barkley goal, isn't it? It's kind of the same area where Moxon rolls his foot over the ball and then whips it in.
Magic spray, dissolving spray goes down in front of us from the referee down there. Tom Neild, the official this afternoon here at Wembley Stadium. 0-0 in the 5th minute. Moxon to take this free kick. The near post looks very open, doesn't it? Don't think he's got the angle to shoot from the way he's running up to the ball here. Here he comes, Moxon. Drifts it, back post, too heavy over everyone. Perhaps the first pang of nerves there from a player in his first full season in professional football. League 2 team of the year. But that one, not his best bit of work.
No, but put it down. He's got the feel of the ball now. I think it's probably his first touch. Sometimes difficult to get that ball in right at that area, but he's done it now. He'll measure it up.
They've passed out under pressure and then tried to drill out far side, looking for Rydal, the left wing back, headed away by Senior for Carlisle. Sarcevic gathers it in the midfield for them, wearing the number 10 shirt for Stockport. They've tried to break their way through Carlisle there. Guy chests it down in the midfield, gets it away under pressure, just hangs it out left-hand side. It's going to put pressure on Noyle, the right back here. Armour trying to get around him. Noyle stood up very strong there and did well, actually. Very competent wing back, isn't he, Kyle Noyle? Signed from Doncaster in January, Chris, but had experience with Cambridge Swindon after coming through at West Ham.
Yeah, it'll be a good battle down that side.
Just popping it around Carlisle United. Camp's trying to get away, clipped in behind Carlisle. Mellish wins his header into the midfield. Guy needs to get there. He's got a bit of pressure on him. He's got enough on it. Ola Afe's just managed to turn in behind him. Huntington got one touch. Then they've kept it alive on the right hand side of the Carlisle box here. Noyle's going to try a run here at Armour. Gets to the byline, gets a cross of sorts in. Carlisle repel it.
Good.
Little pass around the corner there. Can get Carlisle going away. Down the left hand side, JK Gordon with a bit of space to run. I think it's Hussey who's come all the way over with him, actually. He's got more than 10 years on Hussey, so just able to pull away from him. Gives it to Guy in the centre circle. Carlisle moving up into the midfield now. Wheeling out to the right touchline and a bit of space for Joel Senior to break into. Rydal holding him up so he crosses in from deep. Headed away Stockport. Touch further away in their midfield. Carlisle should get onto it here with McCalmont.
Brilliant.
Wins his battle. Gets away from his man. Surely a free kick. Referee just allows play to go on, but in the end, as he has to retreat, the referee has given the spot kick to Carlisle, has he? Or has he said play on? Well, he said play on, and in the end they've given it away there. I think they would have preferred the free kick, Chris. He held a hand out. It almost appeared he was saying free kick, but he must have been saying play on.
Yeah, I thought he was saying free kick, and the just lads hadn't heard the whistle. That's better though. That twice there, they've not panicked when the balls came down. They've tried to play it down, pass it, move it. And they've got Senior in a bit of space there.
On this occasion, Carlisle Stockport playing out. Long one forwards here for Olafe, but he can't win it. It's with Armour on the left, just lifts it in behind, looking for the run now for JK Gordon. Hussey's got to get there ahead of him, does really well. That drops out of play for a corner to Carlisle United. Hussey was looking for a handout from the referee there, trying to kid on that he was fouled by Gordon. He was not. Garner just with a word for the referee, Tom Neild as well. Carlisle get the first corner of the afternoon in the 8th minute.
Yeah, well settled. As I said, both teams are settled well.
Fantastic noise around Wembley Stadium. What an occasion. This is no ordinary final, though. For promotion for one of these sides. Carlisle not played in League One since 2014, Stockport since 2010. But 17 years without a promotion for Carlisle. Here we go with the corner. Moxon with it. Decent one to the back post. Headed up, not entirely away. It'll be another corner, I think, to Carlisle, will it? It just drifts out for a throw-in instead on the far side. Carlisle throw by the corner flag on the right-hand side is there to tack the Stockport end. Into the 9th we go. Almost 10 minutes gone already. Where have they gone? 0-0. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Taking the time with Senior getting up to take this throw in.
Doing the right thing every time we get a bit up their pitch. We're just killing it. They've got to conserve some energy with his heat.
Here comes the throw, and then Senior to take for Carlisle. Barkley would have taken this one with his long throw had he been in there for Carlisle, but Senior, decent chuck on him into the area, looking for the flick, drops on the edge of the penalty area. Carlisle trying to work it. Oh, the rest given a quite a soft free kick.
He missed the first one. I think he's give that one.
There was maybe a 50-50, 60-40 one on the edge of the area that he chose not to give, so he had to give the next one. And a free kick to Stockport. That will allow them to alleviate just a little bit of the pressure that United had cranked up in the last minute or two. 0-0 in this League 2 playoff final. I don't know how you cope with this as a player, Chris.
I was saying the same to myself this morning. I said, how did I get through the day to get the games? But then you just, you're built for it then. You're in control of it as well. You're playing in the game, so it's a bit easier. You can affect the outcome.
Huntington clears away. Stockport won the header, Madden, over his man down the line.
That's why always the best players don't make it. The best ones at grassroots, the best ones in academies. Suddenly you're thrust into these situations, and it's the people who can handle it most.
I keep forgetting. Hang on, we've taken the throw in here, and they're just trying to play around Carlisle United on the left of the Carlisle box here. Neat play through. Moxon needs to get that clear. Mellish has stabbed it away. J.K. Gordon will try and get over and slow down Stockport coming forwards, but they are with Wright up to the edge of the Carlisle box. Wright thinks about the cross, encouraged to do so. Ball in towards goal. Went down there, and I tell you what, Olafe, there was a little tug at his shirt, and I wonder if VAR might wind up involved in that one. The referee just holding his hand to his ear there. I do hope we're not going to see VAR for something like that. We were told it would be. Look, it's running across Whelan here, and as he goes, he's held on a little bit, Whelan. Not enough in that for me, and VAR seems to have taken no interest in it as Stockport head away. Noyle with a clearance over the top of a Carlisle man. It's a throw-in to United, 10 or 15 yards inside the Stockport half. Goalless, 11th minute of this League Two playoff final.
You said you keep forgetting.
Oh yeah, we've got this replay in front of us because we don't normally have this facility, do we? So keep forgetting to look down to see what happened just moments after it's happened. But yeah, we have got that facility, and I did just do it there with that Olafe potential penalty. Moxon wins his header. The referee's given that one. It's a soft one. Camp's going down, holding the back of his head. Camp's or Crow's, I think it is Camp's, and nothing wrong with him. And he certainly bought one off Garner early doors. Now he's bought one off Camp's. Hopefully he's got it out of his system, the ref. On their bench, by the way, Yaros the goalkeeper, Byrne, Evans, Collett, Stretton, Hippolyte and Lewis. I thought Hippolyte was excellent in the games against Carlisle, but he's not been a midfield starter in recent weeks. Has come off the bench to good effect, though, for Stockport, including in their eventual semi-final win against Salford. Huntington heads away under pressure there from Olafe, who's lively, isn't he, the former Millwall man. Scored 3 goals since joining in January. One of a plethora of players who came through for them in that window just to bolster the ranks and push their charge further. Suspicion of foul throw, and they've got in behind Carlisle here down the right hand side. Noah with a chance to cross it in. It's gone behind, and it'll be offside, I think, in the end. It's a late call from the official, but with VAR here, they'll be told to do that. We'll have to get used to that today. The line on this near side deciding that Olafe was offside when he got involved, and so was it Noyle actually rather, but either way, whoever it was, the offside given. But no need for them to flag early with VAR in there to intervene if it is an offside goal, Chris.
Yeah, you just need to play to the whistle, constantly play to the whistle. I'm just looking, I wonder why the cameras went on the Stockport bench here.
Just nervy for us in commentary. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the camera there looking down at that bench, but we're back underway with the action on the TV pictures and the game in front of us as Garner tries to find Armour going away down the left-hand side, but concedes a throw into Stockport just outside their penalty area on the right-hand side, deep in their half. United will try to pin them in. Turn of the Stockport fans to our left, just break into voice. Sure, Carlisle will look to follow suit. 13th minute, Carlisle try and get onto it with McCalmont in the midfield. Possibly a chance here for them to break forwards. Teams turns neatly away from one midfielder, then another. Needs to be careful of Sarcevic. He's got them all over him, actually. He had to hurdle a couple of fairly wild tackles. Good pass out to the left of United's defence. Mellish gets out of his feet and tries to drive forwards into that midfield. Going down the left-hand side, he's maybe bitten off just a touch more than he can chew. Neuer was going to fall on top of the ball in just a moment's time, and the ref's going to give it. Just not quite streetwise enough there, John Mellish. Neuer was just looking for him to foul there, and the ball wasn't going to carry out. He was going to have to do something there, Noyle, but for the intervention from United's number 22.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room in midfield for two teams here. Simo's just jigging something in the midfield there. I think they're going to put McCalmont more onto Crowsdale. Yeah, they're just sorting it out a little bit of shape.
Looks like McCalmont's almost a number 10 for Carlisle, and Moxon and Guy both sitting deep at the moment. Here comes Stockport over the top. Huntington lost his footing but recovered and cleared. One in there by Akil Wright, nearly broke from McCalmont. Tied it back into defence by Stockport, who then clear it down the right-hand side. Armour gets up and wins the ball over his man. Thrown to Stockport, middle of the Carlisle half on the right-hand side.
Ballboy's busy.
Yeah, he was really involved there. Stockport fan? Really getting the ball out to the man quickly. Akil Wright takes it quickly. Strong tackle from Moxon. Think it was a foul. The referee gives it just in from the touchline. And the referee reaching for the magic spray, not a card. Camps was appealing for a card against Moxon there. It is particularly sporting of him in the 14th minute. Garner goes into the back of Thomas Hawley's net to get a drink. Stockport will look to swing something predictive into the Carlisle box. Third of the way almost through this first half. 15th minute, Carlisle United 0-0. Stockport though with a chance to swing in a dangerous ball, and with Hussey on the ball, Chris, plenty of danger about their delivery.
Yeah.
Hussey's left-footed, ball over the top, in behind, over everyone, and it's shades of Moxon. And Hussey is a fantastic free kick taker. He scored belters and played in unplayable balls against Carlisle, but he too has skied that one into the fans behind the goal, and a goal kick to Carlisle United, as Moxon did down the other end 10 minutes or so ago.
Yeah, you could tell just as he hit it there, it was overhit. Only good talking, good communication, letting everyone know that was going to go out.
22 degrees in the shade, Chris. When you measure temperature for your weather apps, etc., the BBC weather app, it's the shade is the temperature they work on. So in the sun, even hotter today for those players out there. Whelan, good back pass here to Holy. Tends to clear very truly the United goalkeeper. Down the left-hand side, Armour heads infield. Carlisle trying to get onto it there. Good touch in there. And we're all stood up in the 15th minute. That's what's going on around us here at Wembley Stadium for the tragic loss of the life of the young Cumbrian in the River Eden. Free kick given to Carlisle as we are applauding that. This is a minute's applause. Stockport fans are stood up as well to our left as well here. So too fans in the press box. And it's quite a scene to behold for that tragedy in the River Eden in Cumbria in the last day or so. A lovely moment, a typically Cumbrian moment. And so too Gavin Skelton down there, and Simo applauding as well. We're nearly at the end of that 15th minute. Carlisle have a free kick and another chance. All the players lined up on the edge of the 18-yard line. Moxon to take this free kick, lifts it in behind, looking for a Carlisle man. Ooh, caught the goalkeeper a bit in there, whoever was going for the ball. The referee's given the free kick, and both player and keeper are down in that penalty area. Just looking for who it was there.
It's a bit Joe, isn't it?
And look at... And it looks like Joe Garner, catching a fair bit of the keeper. He sort of felt very flat there, very horizontal, the goalkeeper, but he sat up, and it doesn't look like he's going to need treatment.
Yeah, just a bit too high with the free kick again. But you just be getting his range. That's what Gav will be saying now. It takes you a couple sometimes. But happy with the start. Both teams not freezing on the occasion. Stockport being brave and playing out. Carlisle, when we get it, we play it the right way as well.
Lifted forwards by Stockport, trying to get Whelan on the ball, who really was holding Paddy Madden, and the referee felt that it was a foul. He had both hands full of the shirt of Paddy Madden, in fairness there, Whelan.
Might be worth letting him have it, and then us just making sure on the second ball that they don't get round us.
You can see the, not Sky Sports, but the Sky camera, you can just see it zipping along over the top there. It's on wires to the roof of the stadium, and it drops in and shows you some of the action above when you're watching the TV images. It's fascinating to see it work here. All of the things you don't get at Brunton Park, or many League Two grounds for that matter. Free kick then to Stockport, maybe 10 yards inside the Carlisle half, just to the left of the centre circle. Hussey, I presume it is, who is over it for, they said the visitors there. Feels like it with the crowd the way it is. Ball out to the far side of the penalty area. Huntington gets up and gets the clearance in there. McCalmont, the man who gets on the ball out on the left touchline, took a heavy touch under pressure from Camps. It's Croasdale actually, and it's a throw-in to Stockport that Akil Wright will come over to take. Quickly into Croasdale. They want to play away down the right-hand side. He'll try and run and gun past Carlisle. An opportunity to cross. That's gone out of play. The number 3, Noyle, let it go. And Carlisle get the throw-in on this near side. 18th minute. Not that far off the midway point in this first half, Chris. And I don't know whether, when it's like when you're taking an exam. The only thing I can explain is, by comparison, is when you're going to take an exam. Once it's underway, you sort of settle into it, but it's the nerves building up that are the hard part. That's what it's like now, but my nerves haven't gone. I don't know about yours.
I never wanted to do well enough in exams to get nervous. Driving. Oof.
Yeah, you had a fallback, did you? Ball through to Thomas Holy in the Carlisle United penalty area. Just patrols across to the left-hand side. Drops it to the deck. Malafi will chase and try and close him down, but big check goalkeeper clears downfield. Garner looking to pin right, getting in on the tangle there. The referee not giving him the free kick, and Stockport clear it heavily over the top of United. Mellish unsure of what was around him, not getting a call from whomever.
This ball boy is a lunatic. How quick he is. He's off. I tell you what, he's sharp.
Maybe he's a sprinter. Perhaps he's looking to get into the Olympic squad. Ball around the corner in behind Carlisle here. Mellish has got to be careful. Noyle gets in into the middle. Alafi gets it down. That is fantastic defensive work from Whelan. Got the touch on it. The striker in the centre there for Stockport. And Whelan just got his body across. Knew he couldn't challenge or he'd have risked bringing him down. Just got enough across to make it awkward. And it was. And the ball drifted through in the end to Holy.
Yeah, danger. It comes from there, throw in, doesn't it? And a flick round the corner into the dangerous Noyle. Great ball from Madden, wasn't it? bit like Joe Garner's, and he can come off, he can play the ball, he can keep it tight to his body, suck people in.
Are we just on the edge of looking at a little Route 1 at the moment?
Yeah, but what they want is the ball to drop and then our midfield to come and get it.
J.K. Gordon trying to, McCann want to, but once again cleared up to halfway. Headed forwards Mellish. They'll get this away and try and play once more up towards Paddy Madden. Little nick over the head of Wheeling. Guy comes and intercepts, as he does so well. Wholly clears for United. Looking towards Garner, who's tried to peel off the keel right. Header goes up, it's there to fight for. And once again, they've got it away. And once again, if that stays in play, that's a really awkward ball for Carlisle to deal with. And Alafi's got onto it. Mellish gets across, gets the knee on it. Strong tackle on the follow-up. Moxon can turn on the ball there and try and make things happen. Plays it forwards in search of Joe Garner. Under pressure, the referee's played on, yeah. He's tried to buy one off the referee there. And in the end, there's a tangle, and the free kick is given to Joe Garner in the tangle with Noyle. Went down too easily there, and I think the referee's already marked his card, having given him one soft one early on. I don't think he's going to get those. Joe Garner rings around us. He's so awkward. He's only 5'11", Chris, but so awkward for much bigger central defenders to deal with. And so often when they do win the header over him, it doesn't go far because of how well he's positioned.
Exactly, and that's why it's important for the midfield to be on the front foot, anticipating that, the knockdown, and they get on it, and that's where we get a lot of our joy.
Mellish over the free kick, which is just on halfway, just in from the touchline on the left-hand side. Looks for the crossfield ball out to be nodded back into the middle. Carlisle win that first contact through to the goalkeeper, who came out knee raised. No one was getting in the way of Ben Hinchliffe there.
Good win from Joe. Side on, wasn't he? Got the run on the man.
Bowled out to the central defender Horsfall, former Northampton man, who lifts it out to Hussey, left of their back three. Turns into a wing back and allows Rydell to become a winger when they come forwards like this. Passed up into the midfield. Madden comes shallow. Back to Hussey, and then they played it neatly down the left-hand side. They are playing some nice stuff when they get going. Stockport up towards the edge of the Carlisle penalty area. Turned around the corner, they'll try and cross in. Just once again, always looking for that extra pass to open up the space. They get through, but it's drifted to Callum Guy, who sends it to Holy, who gets away for Carlisle. Over the top, done really well there, Gordon, to make something of that. And it bounces awkwardly. Carlisle could break here. Who's this going to drop to? Carlisle have gone down. That's a foul. Garner again fouled this time, and he did well to win the header initially, then was held as he went for the second contact. Wins the free kick. Stockport man saying something about a high foot to the referee, who's given the free kick to Carlisle.
Well, what he'll do, he's brought the ref's attention, hasn't he, to if there's a pull on him again, maybe that player who does the foul will be the one who gets the yellow card, whether it's not who's done the previous fouls. But he's been awkward for them. He's up for it, Joe, and we've just got to get round that.
Moxon over the free kick once more. We are at that midway point, 23rd minute, 22 and a half gone. Moxon just to swing it into that corridor of uncertainty in behind the defensive line on the 18-yard line. That is a good ball in towards goal. Header just turned away there. Goalkeeper got a hand to it. It was Garner, the man himself, as the ball comes in. It was a beauty and managed to get up. It's a two-handed save. The keeper probably always favourite to get there, but it was a clean header from Garner, 15 yards out. And if you're getting him free, Chris, you're doing something right.
Yeah, poor from number 10 for Stockport,
Sarcevic.
That's how we're saying it. Yeah, he's lost Joe. Joe gets a good connection. Yeah, keeper's getting there all the way, but great ball from Moxon.
Yeah, much more what he wants, and ahead of this corner here, that will fill him full of confidence. Someone's being held in there. Yeah, you can see it's Garner again at the back post, being held by the defender. Sure, yeah. VAR are here. Here comes the corner for Carlisle United at the near post, headed up and away to the edge of the area by Stockport. Carlisle trying to pin the man there. Callum Guy gets on it, edge of the box, got to be careful here. Break could go Stockport's way suddenly if Carlisle aren't careful. Oh, look at John Mellish getting back in. Great tackle, man and ball. Ref's giving the free kick, and he might actually pull out a card here for John Mellish. You can't believe that. It's a fine tackle. Look, he literally slid through with the ball. The referee's given a yellow card to John Mellish. Chris, you're the pundit. Tell me why.
That's a great tackle for me. Maybe he's saying that he can probably justify it, that it kind of scissored near the end of the ball. The ball was in between the player. It's clear. Just looking at it again, yeah, it's kind of ball and man, isn't it? And the referee shouldn't be bringing that back, really. If he does, he's got to go
Ball over the top here for Stockport, headed into the middle. Huntington clears for Carlisle, looking in that tangle there. McCalmont can't win the header. Camps nods up towards the edge of the box. Huntington clears again. Once more, Stockport keeps it alive. Armour should get there, but tied it up by Moxon. Just got to be careful. Oh, great presence of mind there. And passes up to McCalmont. Turns delightfully in the midfield to throw off his man and gives it to Whelan. Right of centre-back with space to come into. Up to halfway. Driving up there. Has Senior in support. Inside is Guy. If Senior can't find a teammate. Does find a teammate in J.K. Gordon. He can't hold on to the ball. Jockeyed out to play by Senior for a Carlisle throw on halfway, right-hand side.
Yeah, Senior put it at risk a little bit there. It's just got to be careful.
I think drinks being brought out here and all the players coming over to the near side, Chris, to come and have a drink, because it is a baking hot afternoon here in the capital. The fans down in front of us as well in this section of the bowl that is Wembley Stadium I tell you what, I hope there is some sun cream on. There are one or two red-headed fellas going up into the stand behind us who perhaps underestimated quite how hot it was. It was amazing after the Bradford game. You could almost pick out the people who'd been in that waterworks end, Chris, for the afternoon, the second leg of the playoff semi-final, by how red their faces were looking into the sun for 3 or 4 hours watching that full game.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and the referee's done the right thing, brought them over there, making sure that they rehydrate. They just get a little bit of extra information as well as the game started to pan out.
John Mellish has also changed to a short sleeve shirt. He was telling me that he had a conundrum of whether he wore his Under Armour or not, which he always did sort of semi-superstitiously, but it's not a day for Under Armour, is it? Extra layer of heat that you don't need on a day like this.
No.
Finally poised. There was half a break on there for Stockport, and it was territory for a cynical tackle, Chris. I don't necessarily know that it was, but in the end, the referee deemed too much of the man, not enough of the ball, and the yellow card. First booking of the afternoon goes to Carlisle's John Mellish. Prepared to get back underway then, going into the 27th minute here at Wembley Stadium, which is as wonderful as you'd imagine. It's a beautiful ground. What a place to play football in. The envy we all feel to those football clubs, the Tottenhams, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Manchester Uniteds, their fans who play in stadiums like this week in, week out, Chris, although none quite like the home of football.
Yeah.
But you can keep your Wembley stadiums if Brunton Park's in League One next season. Jake Simpson just on the TV cameras down below us. Head of performance, of course, for Stockport. As I mentioned, in amongst all of the talk about the Simpsons involved in both camps, some might have neglected to notice that Clint Hill is the assistant at Stockport, and Michael Rains, head of academy, I'm sure will be here as well, to other former Carlisle players. As Stockport look to come forwards, in behind United here, trying to break away out towards the wing, just looking to go over, isn't he, Camps? You can see that he somehow got in between the two Carlisle men here, cuts it back, edge of the area, bit of danger for Carlisle United, slid in behind. Moxon got an important touch, still alive, shot towards goal. He's thrashed in the end by Croasdale, and it's cleared in. A little bit of a jeer from the Carlisle fans, but probably a bit of relief as well there, because I don't know how Camps got through there. They backed off in the Carlisle players, Chris, because they could see he was trying to go over and get the free kick, and in backing off, they allowed him to wriggle through.
Yeah, they're thinking he's going to go over, as you say, and get that, but just not committed to the tackle. He manages to get through, and to be fair to Carlisle, they've done well. They've got bodies in front, they've got bodies in back, and made sure they didn't get the shot off.
Garner trying to win his header there. Akil Wright's clearance has gone off Noyle and out for a Carlisle throw, left of that Stockport box. Carlisle could just do with a smidge of a lift. I'm not saying by any means that they're under big pressure, but they could just do with a touch of a lift here. A big effort on goal, a goal. Now Huntington's gone down in the tackle with Olafe. Carlisle feeling it was a free kick. The referee in the end erring in their favour. Paul Simpson very quickly out to the edge of his technical area. You could see him swapping to shorts as the afternoon goes on, Chris. In his trousers and shoes and his Carlisle United polo neck at the moment, but it must be hot stood where he is. Hope he's got plenty of sun cream on. John Mellish sends the ball forwards here for Carlisle United. A diagonal ball from left to right, up towards the edge of the box, headed down by the Carlisle men there. Nearly dropped. Garner chests it down on the edge of the area. Tries to feed a shot through into the box there. Can't quite get it off, and Stockport clear. And it's out to play for a Carlisle throw, middle of their half. Who's going to be the one to make a difference, Chris? One of these games where it feels like it could just be decided on a moment of brilliance or a moment of madness. So tight. The Hatters might feel they're just shading the game at the moment. Carlisle will want to have a bit of a say. Get on the ball here with Guy. Lifts it forwards down the right wing. One for Senior to try and chase him. We've got him behind here, trying to get the shot away. Right across the face of goal. And was there a pull or a push in there? The referee, I think, has seen a flag for offside.
No, goal kick. Senior just overran it, but it's good to have him in their positions. Let's get him more on the ball, get him going forward.
And someone had a piece of Jack Armour as he went for that at the back post there. So had that not have gone out of play, I wonder if VAR might have been involved. Just watching here, we've got the replays. They come down this right wing here. You can see Senior's done well to pop it inside his man. Might have even been a corner, actually, rather than a goal kick. Flag went up. And we're back.
Great ball in.
Yeah, it was a really good ball in, even if maybe just out of play. But did it come off the Stockport man? Either way, goal kick to Stockport is the result. Huntington wins his header up into the midfield. Trying to get there, Gordon just helped under the ball by Wright for Stockport. And the Hatters go back into their goalkeeper, Hinchliffe. Cracks it away. Mellish against Ola Afe. And they'll just play it out to Hussey with a bit of space to come into out their defence. Playing in the sort of Mellish role, driving forwards and joining in the attacks. Steps inside his man, space to get the cross in. Looking into the area, Holy comes out and gathers well. Gathered it at neck height for him, but almost above head height for the rest of them in there.
Yeah, exactly what you need. You know, no hesitation. The ball comes in and he's straight out.
6'9", United goalkeeper. The joint tallest player in the Football League.
With
Hudlin.
Who?
Hudlin. He was on loan in League Two, wasn't he, from Huddersfield? Can't remember off the top of my head who he was with. Sutton, maybe, was it earlier in the season? Anyway, Carlisle just run over the ball here with Mellish and then clear down the line up towards halfway. Oh, McCalmont's barged his man. That's a crass one and an easy free kick to be given on halfway. They played it about 10 yards too far forwards, so it's going to come back and be a retake just inside the Carlisle half. McCalmont, the picture of innocence on the replay. I suspect the ref will have an eye on one or two players. McCalmont will be one of them, just totting up infringements. 32nd minute, 0-0. Looking to take the free kick here, and they've kept it alive. Well, they've kept it in possession on halfway. Lifted in behind Carlisle. Armour's going to defend it for United. Heads away, picked up. Oh, that's a good cross ball in early into the penalty area. Olafe wins the header. The number 20 centre forward. January signing from Millwall. 3 goals he bagged on the way into helping them into this League Two playoff final. For a place in League One. Holy drops the ball to the deck and clears downfield. 12 or 13 minutes from the interval here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, plus stoppages. And there'll be a little bit with that water break. Not a great deal else, though, to shout about thus far. Mellish with a throw into Carlisle. 10 or 15 yards inside the Stockport half at Wembley. Christian Dennis on that bench, of course. Carlisle's top scorer and the top scorer in either squad. And 21 goals in all competitions. Can he add to that? Can he add to his 20 league goals? First man since Carl Hawley in 2006 to score 20 league goals and more than 20 in a season for Carlisle United. Is a magnificent feat from your old teammate Chris that I'm not sure he always gets quite enough acclaim for, Carl Hawley, and it's a fine effort from Christian Dennis to repeat it.
Yeah, and when you find someone like that, you usually find yourselves in a successful season as well. It's been massive for us.
10 goals shy of Andy Cook in the end, of course, but didn't score in 4 games against Carlisle. Here comes the ball into the area. Takes a real slice. Goalkeeper should get to it and does for Stockport. Wasn't a great ball in from the right-hand side there.
No, Moxon done the right thing. He changed the angle, give it to Guy, and Guy's...
What a ball from the goalkeeper that is. In the end, the man couldn't take it with him. Oh, Senior's overrun it, and it was a comfortable tackle for the man out on the far touchline there for Stockport. But what a ball from the keeper initially. Just right up, couldn't quite deal with it.
Yeah, it just came from Guy not lifting his cross enough. It's a funny one. You know, as a player, you'll look up at the scoreboard and you'll think, how on earth is 33 minutes gone already? They do pass you by very quickly, finals, unless you're winning, and then the clock stops.
Runs in treacle. A little mini break on potentially here for Stockport. Got it up to Olafe here against Mellish, who's on a yellow card, of course, so he can't lunge in here on the edge of the area. Lafay will try and run that, gets the cross in, it's deflected and got in. What total look that is for Stockport. 34th minute, and Isaac Olafay with the goal, looping in off the deflection and over Thomas Holy. All of his 6'9" could do nothing about it, and in freakish circumstances, it's Stockport who take the lead here in the League Two playoff final. Carlisle 0, Stockport 1.
Yeah, that's typical, isn't it? That kind of goal goes in, but we did have a chance, didn't we? We put the ball in with quality, we didn't get it. Dave broke, worked the ball well out to him, and he's positive, he tries to put it in. I think it comes off Mellish and loops straight over Hawley. As soon as it takes the deflection, you can see it's going in the back of the net.
The net looked so huge behind Hawley, didn't it, when it broke, and it just seemed so unerring the way it looped in. What fortune for Stockport. What wretched look for Carlisle United. And now they've got to score. Oh, not a chance in the world for Thomas Holy. The angle that struck off Mellish on the knee, just dinked it up. And now Carlisle must respond. They're behind. And what can they do? Ball forwards, that their man wins. The guy gets on it. Mellish passes it off a man here, and Carlisle under a bit of pressure again. Huntington manages to win an initial tackle, but now Madden's out on the right hand side, and they're going to try and run the way past Carlisle here. Slipped in behind. Good running this in behind with Noyle. Callum Guy gets across and stabs it behind for a corner. United momentarily on the ropes here. They'll need to work hard to ride this out. Stockport sense blood, sense weakness, and sense the opportunity to try and kill United. Huntington down on his haunches in the penalty area, just sucking in gulps of clammy air around Wembley Stadium. Can Carlisle ride this one out? Behind in heartbreaking fashion. So fortunate for Stockport, and now they're trying to force the issue while the going's good.
Yeah, this is where you can't let the game get away from you. You've got to get your head right, not concede, dig in, and then wait for your spell in the game. But it might just relax a few players in a funny sort of way. They might feel the pressure's off, people expecting it to lose. Now let's go on and try and do more.
Corner to be taken by Hussey. The referee was just having a chat in that penalty area while Chris was chatting. Hussey to take this corner then. Here comes the ball, swept in. Holy should and does gather. Took that one down very nicely. Drills it forward. Nearly got it through there to J.K. Gordon. Stockport will try and swirl it in behind Carlisle here. Huntington had to win his header and did. Senior loses it. Carlisle trying to win it back here on the edge of the area. Shot coming in, zips all the way wide from Camps, and it's a goal kick to Carlisle United. Yeah, I really can't tell Camps and Crowsdale apart, actually. I think it was the latter, actually, again with that zipped shot, but looking to catch out Thomas Holy again with the early shot, and United can just breathe again, Chris.
Yeah, they need to really get hold of the ball now and try and play some passes. Paul Simpson keeps saying if you're in control of the game, that's when you're doing 6, 7, 8, and we've just not done that yet.
Garner trying to win the flick on. I think it's come off the Stockport man. Carlisle throw in middle of their half. God, if it went for bad luck, Carlisle would have no luck at all, would they, Chris? What a cruel deflection that was to open the scoring. Great play from J.K. Gordon down the left. Little dink back into him. Tackle finds Moxon though on the left hand side of the penalty area. Gets across into the middle. Falling towards Callum Guy. Drills the shot. It was arrowing towards goal. Well repelled though by Stockport. Guy should get there first for Carlisle. Manages to get it back off his man with a bit of fortune about that. Now under pressure goes back into Whelan. He lifts it over the top of that Stockport defence. Garner will give chase. Hussey takes a clearing touch and then wallops it into the Carlisle half. Olafay a goal scorer, or will they give it as a Mellish own goal? Not entirely sure. We'll keep our eyes on that one as it breaks for Stockport. Madden stabs it in behind Carlisle down the left hand side. Once again Stockport trying to find a way to kill United off here in the first half. Rydell gets a cross in, takes a deflection. Stockport get another corner.
Yeah, they're working it well down the wings. They're getting people one-on-ones. They're getting them one-by-one with Senior. Sometimes out here with Mellish or Armour, and they're forcing the issue. They're getting corners.
Giving us a Mellish own goal. So Mellish on the score sheet, but Carlisle 1-0 down. Not quite the return to action after 3 games out we were hoping for United's number 22. Stockport corner, forcing the issue at the end of this half. An in-swinger from the right-hand side. Here it comes, whipped in. Another one that Hawley isn't going to get to, but it's going to drift. Moxon controls in the area, under a bit of pressure here. Croy turns away from Sarcevic. That's great play from him, and drives away down the left-hand side. Steps across the path of the number 10, but in the end, he's shown too much to him. They win it back. He wins it back. Then he holds off his man. Then he's shrugged off the ball again by the Stockport number 10, who floats the ball in behind. Whelan took a risk heading back to his goalkeeper, whose momentum was right. He managed to adapt and go left and stop the ball going past him into the back of the net again. And now Moxon and Sarcevic are down. Sarcevic, I'm told, can't remember exactly how I was told to pronounce that. I've always called him Sarcevic for all the years, but I think our colleague on Manchester said it's Sarcevic. But anyway, the number 10 down, so too United's number 4. A bit of a tangle between the two of them in the end. Just couldn't quite fully get away from the Stockport man, could he, up Moxon there, when he was just looking to step across his path so he could open up the pitch.
Yeah, it's tough. I think the ball's dragging as well, but it's a good battle between them. It really is, between Sarcevic and Moxon. He's always been a good player though, hasn't he?
Yeah, over the years. Definitely so. For those interested in the broader stats on football, expected goals slightly favouring Stockport at the moment from their 5 shots to Carlisle's 3. Both have only had 1 on target. The goal that the Stockport have scored, an own goal off Mellish, wasn't a shot on target from Olafe. 0.16 the expected goals for Stockport, 0.09 for Carlisle. So sort of fractional numbers really, aren't they? But Stockport just better than Carlisle at the moment, which means they're just having slightly more meaningful attacks, essentially, is what that breaks down to. Madden with the throw, which will go back to Thomas Hawley. He's thrown it out of play. He gets a few boos from the Carlisle fans. Always feels slightly mean-spirited, that, doesn't it, when Carlisle had it in the keeper's hands.
It's fine.
He can muller it downfield. Gordon and Garner both stood offside for Carlisle. They'll let the defence drop in around them. Can't be offside, of course, from a goal kick. United courses through the veins of the Carlisle fans around us here in the battle of Gordon. Strong work from him, but again the second ball all being won by the Stockport midfield at the moment. Gordon's down as the ball's cleared by Noyle for the Hatters. Under it, Huntington, under pressure from Olafe. And Moxon in the end gets it away downfield. Don't think Gordon can give chase because he came from the offside position. So Horsfall, time to tidy it back to his goalkeeper. Now in second phase, Gordon can. It was a strange one, that, from the defender and the goalkeeper. They made a real mess of that. Because as soon as the pass was made, it put Gordon back onside. And it wasn't a great pass, and the keeper was very hurried there and just puts it into touch. Carlisle throw. Middle of the Stockport half. Can United find an equaliser at the end of this first half, where they are unfortunate to find themselves behind through that Mellish own goal? Garner jumps, heads inside. McCalmont trying to make something of it. Stockport win the clearance. Huntington heads forwards. McCalmont trying to get on the ball. Finds its way to Madden. Cleared again by Stockport. In behind, and one of the Carlisle players is...
The midfielder is on top a little bit at the minute, as I said, the second ball, and it's dropping to them, and it's not really by coincidence. They're having a lot more of the ball in that middle third.
Former Fayard man Crowsdale is making a real point to the referee. How many times am I being fouled? I saw it spells for Shrewsbury and Preston. Right sign from York. Hinchliffe from Fayard. 1 or 2 players from the non-league days still within their team. At the moment their midfield 3 are looking very, very potent. And that's the battle Carlisle needed to win. Really needed to win. Lifted forwards by the Stockport goalkeeper Hinchliffe. Madden heads it infield. Moxon took a risk there with a big wound-up clearance, but pulled it off, and then it's out of play off Madden for a Carlisle throw in the right-back position. Coming to the end of the 43rd minute. Couple of minutes plus stoppages to go at the end of this first half.
We've seen how games go in playoffs, though, and I've been in playoffs when you're winning spinals, and you do get to a certain time and you start to edge back and you start to retract, and sometimes it's better to be on the front foot. And we've got substitutions that can change games as well, so we're not out of this at all.
Got to go for it at some point, haven't they, Carlisle? But they've just got to make sure that Stockport don't catch them out and kill them off before there's any going to be done. Trying trying to stop them breaking again out the midfield there, and that's good play in the end. Just about. Oh, lovely spin there. What is fantastic work from McCalmont. Surely he was fouled though, but the referee's allowed play to go on with Sarcevic down the line. Tries to get it into crossing position. Croasdale turns away. Chance maybe for the shot from the edge of the area, or an extra pass in there. They've managed to wriggle through. Little nibble round the corner. Sarcevic has gone down in there and tumbles into Mellish. Played out to Armour, and Carlisle will clear. It's a lot more clearing though, and it just coming back at the moment rather than United really constructing a great deal, which will be of a minor concern. And once again breaking out of defence around Garner, their horse fall, and here they come once more down the left hand side with Hussey, always game to drive forwards, doesn't seem to be losing his pace. In the middle of his 30s. Oh, Horsford's giving it away to Joe Garner on halfway, trying to break around. It's Senior actually going through on goal. He's got J.K. Gordon at the back post. Can he find him? He's tried to slip it back, and the defender's got in and got a toe on it, and behind it goes. Oh, when he broke through there, I thought it was Garner. And as he broke through, well, is the referee getting something here from VAR? Because Senior is over talking to the referee, and he's just holding a hand out. And is he holding a hand up next to his head? Are we going to see the first introduction of VAR in this game? I'm not sure. The referee's going over to talk to the assistant on the far side. Carlisle are appealing for something. As Senior broke away there. What happened? The officials are talking. Didn't see anything in particular as he looks to put this cross in here. Just good defensive work from the defender. I think it's Akil Wright getting back. The referee had a talk with the linesman on that far side. And what's he giving? Just looks like it's going to be a throw-in. And 4 minutes of time added on at the end of the first half. 4 minute stoppage time. Carlisle just finding a little porousness in that back line of Stockport there. Senior nicking the ball, breaking through, and if he could have just slid it through the defender there, Chris, J.K. Gordon was in. Here comes the throw into the box, flicked across at the near post and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a big chance. He's done well, didn't he? Senior nicked him, drove on it, and you know what, he's done everything right, and sometimes you've got to give the defender credit. He spread his body, he made sure he was there, but big chance. I think we need half-time, to be honest, though. I think we need some more guidance.
You want him there, don't you, to drive in and then bluff and cross to the unmarked man, but when that cross is blocked, you do wonder, don't you, whether he should just have drilled at the goalkeeper and tried to make that keeper work.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Damned if you do and don't, Chris.
Exactly. That's the decision he's got to make right there and then.
Flick on from one of the Stockport forwards. Carlisle just poke it away in the midfield, giving chase after it. J.K. Gordon gets around his man. One-on-one against Akil right here. What can he do? Gordon goes to the left-hand side. Huge chance. Angle training. He's put it over the bar. Oh, he just lost his balance as he worked it onto his left. But great work in the last couple of minutes will give Carlisle real hope. Senior then Gordon wriggling away from that back line that is not looking as tight as it did earlier in the game. Couldn't keep his feet as he put the shot away there, Gordon. But that will give Carlisle real encouragement going into the second half.
Yeah, great play. You know, he's committed them, he's going past them on a dry surface as well. Just gets there. It's a tough angle. He's got people bearing down on him, but well done. You know, you just think Patrick's going to, with his pace as well, could cause this defence a lot of problems as well. But that's great, as you just said there. It's a good couple of minutes there for Carlisle to go in at half-time.
Huge United chorus in response to those last few moments from the Carlisle players. Armour wins his header down the line. Croasdale trying to jockey it out of play. Gordon nicks it off his man and gets away down the left-hand side again here, trying to keep Croasdale at arm's length. Croasdale's done well to catch up with him. Great play this from J.K. Gordon. Wriggles inside. In the end, good tackle. Had no one really in support. Stockport will try and break again. Out to the right-hand side here, and Madden slid in behind Carlisle. Mellish will get there and shut the door. Lifted over the top. Drops into their defence. Headed up into the midfield. Armour keeps it alive. Not a great header from Armour actually there. Just maybe a little bit of the nerves getting the better of one or two Carlisle players. Dropped in behind Carlisle here. Mellish under pressure. Just punts that into the fans. Or does he? It's dropped in play actually. Huntington struggling against Delafe. So too Armour in the tangle with Noyle. He's done really well to get it further away. We're in the final minute of time added on here, and in the end it's gone out for a throw into Carlisle middle of their half. Just about into the final minute of time added on at the end of this first half on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
Just pointing at Gordon. I know exactly what he's saying. He's saying, you keep going. Do not turn back. Do it again and again and again.
Yeah, Croasdale was shaping to foul him there, wasn't he? He just hesitated on whether he was going to actually get away from him as he burnt down the left-hand side. And the worst that might have happened is he might have pulled a yellow card out. had he have taken Gordon down there. Final throws of this first half, headed away by Armour, but Stockport keep it alive. Mellish jumps, Huntington clears for United. Dropping towards Joe Garner here. Header comes though off one of their midfielders into Hussey in defence. Then they'll look for the crossfield ball out to the far side. Trying to keep it alive in there. Noyle does so, but Mellish controls. Being closed down, needs to get it away and does. Pops it in behind their defence. Wright goes chasing after it, under pressure from Gordon. Bit more time at the end of this half to go. The referee has just checked his watch. And Carlisle, with Gordon really running things at the moment. Bit of a marker, isn't there, for Amari Patrick if he comes on here. This is how you want Amari Patrick to take the game to opponents. He's looked a bit sorry for himself in recent weeks. I'm sure it's a confidence thing, but get at your man, frighten them, push them back down the pitch, make things happen. That's half time with that Carlisle throw in the last act of the first half. A first half that Stockport lead by a 1-0. The cruelest of fate for Carlisle United. A horrible deflection on the cross in off Mellish's knee that looped over Thomas Holy. No way to win a final. Let's hope it isn't the way that Stockport take this away from Carlisle United. Let's hope the second half brings more of Cumbrian joy, because at the end of it, United were pressing. Senior breaking well and almost playing in Gordon. Then Gordon getting on top of that back line of Stockport and almost opening up their goal before firing over from the angle. Huntington with a word or two to the referee down below as he comes off. The players can't be too unhappy with that first half, Chris, but they're going to have to be even better in the second because they trail at the interval.
Yeah, when you've got a
time in the League Two playoff final, it is Carlisle 0, Stockport 1.
Chris, still plenty of football to be played here, but my goodness me, if Carlisle do lose this on that deflected cross, that's a cruel way to lose a game of football. You just hope it doesn't, the whole game, promotion, whatever, doesn't hinge on that moment.
Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, fair play to Stockport. They got in the crossing position, didn't they? They worked it well. But as I said, Mellish has got there. He's done the defending. Unfortunately, it's flicked up his ankle or foot, and it's past Hawley before he can do anything. And, you know, you could see from the second it happened, it was going to go into that netting, which was really devastating to watch from here as it was happening in live time. But yeah, big half time for us. Big half time to regroup it and get ready for a big half in front of our supporters and shooting towards our supporters.
You could argue, and probably you might agree, Stockport have edged that first half. However, United have had the two better chances, really, the Joe Garner header and obviously the J.K. Gordon shot that went over the bar. Yeah,
exactly. I think, you know, Stockport are more possession based, and it's sure they pass it, they move it, but as you said, they've not really. For me, I think there was a half chance when Whelan's shepherded them out, and the goal's a not in goal. But for us, we've had some big chances, and we've had the pick of them, and I just feel this game plan will work. I think Patrick's and Edmondson's with the powerful running up, people who can come on as well and make a real difference. And we'll see many times in finals or playoffs there, managers, like, when they're winning, and make a lot of changes defensively, and the other team go on and push on and get that goal, and then they're in the ascendancy. So hopefully that's what's going to happen today.
Just watching a replay of that Olafe deflected goal, or the John Mellish own goal as PA giving it, there's no way that was a shot. It was definitely a cross.
Yeah, it's harsh to call it an own goal, isn't it, really, because he's just trying to put his foot in the way. But yeah, as you can see, as soon as it hits that foot,
we were right behind it as well. You knew from the moment it left John Mellish's boot, it was going in.
Yeah, horrible sinking feeling that it was going to end up in that side netting. But you know, as I've said, it's a long game of football. We've came back before against Stockport, and we can certainly do this again. And I'm looking forward to the second half. I think with the way we ended it, gave me a lot of hope.
Midfield is an area you did highlight in that first half. Stockport again edging it. Would you say, is there any thought maybe at half time for Paul Simpson to move John Mellish up and maybe change it around a bit?
Maybe it made a massive difference last time, didn't it? But you know, I feel that don't always have to change anything. It might just be, as I've said, Simo just giving a little bit of guidance, maybe saying get closer to your man, or make sure you get the second ball, which we spoke about. Try and enjoy it a bit more, try and keep the ball a little bit more. But yeah, there's definitely, you know, we've seen there's definitely goals in this for us, and hopefully we push that on and we'll make a real go of it in the second half, which I'm sure we will.
Okay, Carlisle United trailing at the break here at Wembley Stadium, the League Two playoff final by a 0-0. This is how the first half sounded.
We're underway then in the League Two playoff final. Can Carlisle United make it up? A first promotion in 17 years. They're on the ball from the Stockport kickoff. Stockport clear it downfield. They'll try and get onto it down the right wing. Mellish crashes it away, but it was a Carlisle throw-in. Moxon just to swing it into that corridor of uncertainty in behind the defensive line on the 18-yard line. That is a good ball in towards goal. Header just turned away there. Goalkeeper got a hand to it. It was Garner the man himself, as the ball comes in, it was a beauty. He managed to get up. It's a two-handed save. The keeper probably always favourite to get there, but it was a clean header from Ghana, 15 yards out. A little mini break on potentially here for Stockport. Got it up to Olafe here against Mellish, who's on a yellow card, of course, so he can't lunge in here on the edge of the area. Olafe will try and run that. Gets the cross in. Oh, it's deflected and got in. What total look that is for Stockport. 34th minute. And Isaac Olafe with the goal, looping in off the deflection and over Thomas Holy. All of his 6'9" could do nothing about it. And in freakish circumstances, it's Stockport who take the lead here in the League Two playoff final. Carlisle 0, Stockport 1. Great play from J.K. Gordon down the left. Little dink back into him. Tackle finds Moxon though on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Gets across into the middle. Falling towards Callum Guy. Drills the shot. It was arrowing towards goal. Well repelled though by Stockport. Horsfall's giving it away to Joe Garner on halfway. Trying to break around. It's Senior actually going through on goal. He's got J.K. Gordon at the back post. Can he find him? He's tried to slip it back. And the defender's got in and got a toe on it. And behind it goes. Flick on from one of the Stockport forwards. Carlisle just poking it away in the midfield, giving chase after it. J.K. Gordon gets around his man, one-on-one against the keel right here. What can he do? Gordon goes to the left-hand side. Huge chance. Angle Chining has put it over the bar. Oh, he just lost his balance as he worked it onto his left. But great work in the last couple of minutes will give Carlisle real hope. And that's half-time with that Carlisle throw in the last act of the first half. A first half that Stockport lead by 1-0. The cruelest of fate for Carlisle United. A horrible deflection on the cross in off Mellish's knee that looped over Thomas Holy. No way to win a final. Let's hope it isn't the way that Stockport take this away from Carlisle United.
And that's how it stands at the break here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Carlisle United with work to do in that second half. We'll return you to our commentary team in around about 5 or 6 minutes time when the two teams re-emerge down the tunnel. Yesterday we had some Summer Bash Rugby League action as Barrow Raiders took the honours in the Cumbrian derby against Whitehaven, winning by 32 points to 16 in York. After the game, Dan Payne spoke to the Raiders head coach Paul Crowley.
A bit of a disastrous day to start with. The tyre come off the bus and we were sat on the dual carriageway just outside of Ulverston, and we were sat there for 40-50 minutes, and I thought we're not going to get there and it's going to be one of them days, and I thought we'd start slow, but we started really well and it was a bit tit for tat and it was a grind out. It was very hot conditions, very difficult for both sides, and I just think we edged it, and we got some tries. We talked at half time about supporting the ball a bit more, being more clinical. We had 8 of us in that first half, running at 67%, they were at 87, so we knew that they couldn't give us a lot more than what they were throwing at us, and we just had to throw some shape in, and we scored some lovely tries in that second half. And I thought both sides were a little bit nervous for where they are in the table, and down the bottom end gives that added pressure of winning and losing. You know, last year at the top it was real easy, and at the bottom you can just feel the tension in the players, and it shows a little bit on the field. And at times we were brilliant, and then other times we were forcing passes and looking for the win, you know, when there's 50-60 minutes to go. So once we fix that up, we'll be a solid football team. We'll be a real threat, but we've just got to fix that up.
You mentioned there it was errors true and at times, and it always really seemed to Rio Courtnall picked up a theme that one of the sides would score, but then on their next set they would sort of drop the ball or make an error and just let their opposition back into it. But like you say, at times it was really errors true, but your side stepped up and was able to take advantage, scored 5 tries.
Yeah, we just supported the ball. We wanted to put players around. Daniel Langtree was having a bit of a field day on this left side and getting his arms free and pushing himself through the ball, and we got a try off the back of that with Anton Liera towards the back end of the game. So, you know, we talked about little things, not the big things, and some 1%ers that will get us a win, and it was all about winning and losing. So we're not really bothered about the performances. It was about getting ourselves out of that bottom two and putting pressure on teams above us, and we're only 3 points below York and teams like that, with, you know, Keighley at home and Widnes at home and teams like that. It's a very difficult league this year, and a fine margin between winning and losing, but today we crossed that divide and we found a way to win, and we're just happy with that on a very, very difficult hot day. You know, 4 or 5 hours on a bus with that hold up, and we come out and we performed, you know, not to our best of ability, but you're not going to, I don't think, in these conditions. I spoke to Tom Walker coming off there and he was absolutely exhausted and run his blood to water, and that's for both teams. So I applaud every team that goes out there today. We said we were going to have a water break in 20 minutes, but we didn't have one, so I don't know what happened there.
you mentioned the 1%ers. It's something Rio Corkill picked up on commentary quite a few times, that the 1%ers needed from your team. And what's the 1%ers? What when you talk about 1%ers, what are you expecting to see, and what did you see this afternoon?
Well, you know, there was a loose ball later on in the game, and the 35-year-old guy goes out of his way to jump on that ball, which is Jared Sammer. It was right opposite the halfway line, and then the Whitehaven player comes in and flops and gets a penalty. So if Jared Sammer doesn't put his body on the line, you know, when the game's actually won, and then they're the 1%ers that get your rewards for. So across the board, it's about that little extra push. It's about the press from the inside and not dropping off as 5-man on the inside when the ball goes past you. They're all the 1%ers. You know, not all late hits or giving the referee excuse to penalise you on kick pressure, which we did in the first half on Jamie Durand towards the back end of the game, where they had a chance to kick 2 and get them back in the game. You know, so they're the 1%ers we talk about across the board, and getting them right and being squeaky clean, being honest, and don't cut any corners. So, you know, that's what we talk about as coaches on 1%ers.
Danny Langtree got the official man of the match, but there was plenty of good performances out there. Luke Cresswell saved a couple of tries out the back for you as well. Who were your star performers out there?
Well, I thought Shane Toll, we put him in the centre for that extra pace there, and young Broadbent's doing a great job for us on the wing. Both solid catching the ball. It's very difficult today with the sunlight in your face catching them balls, but you know, our outside backs were good. I thought the two halves really controlled the game. I thought we took a few bad options, you know, in terms of attack when we didn't go to the right side, when we stripped him on numbers and went on the long side. You know, I spoke to Jared Sammer. He was frustrated at the end there, and I thought if we'd have got that right, and like I say, at one time they were at 100%, we were at 50, but still winning the game. So that was the quality in our side that kept us in the game. But once we get that right, and we have done in fits and starts, we, you know, went to Halifax, got beat by 6, beat them at home, towelled Bradford up, a very good Bradford side at home, and all our...
The League 2 playoff final.
Live from Wembley.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
Yeah, congratulations to the Raiders. That's Paul Crary there. The team's back out here at Wembley. Alfie McCalmont in the centre circle. Carlisle again out there, all in red, preparing to kick off, going from left to right in front of us. 1-0 down, remember, from the first half. And statistically, expected goals now has Carlisle having the better chances in that first half. So they are behind, but not deservedly so in terms of chances created. So say the stat boffins watching this game, doing the data analysis today. It's about the goal scored on the pitch, though, and deflected agonisingly past Holy or not. That Melishone goal, the difference between the two sides. Stockport 1-0 up as we get underway in the second half here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Lifted over the top by Carlisle from their kickoff. Trying to drive forwards Mellish here. McCalmont snaps in on the tackle, but in passing it back into defence, he's giving it to Alafe, and then the lump over the top. Not the best bit of work that Stockport have done across the course of the afternoon, and it's just safely through to Thomas Holy. Lamit, what do you think Paul Simpson will have been saying to the team there? What will he have wanted more of, less of, the same of in this second half?
Yeah, I think you want a bit more of trying to control the ball, trying to control the game a little bit more as well. Yeah, but it's the hard finals. That's why you get into them, and they're a bit cagey. But you know, 1-0 down's not always a bad thing. It means that they've got to go after something. They know what they've got to do, what they have to do, and hopefully
they're playing well here, trying to get away from Carlisle in the early stages of this second half. Nice play from Alafi, who's had a good game actually. His cross led to that Melishone goal. Cross goes into the penalty area, turned away by United. Slightly heavy touch there, put the Carlisle man under pressure. Connor trying to get onto it, coming back into his own half. Again, the referee not going for a free kick that he's appealing for, as it's lumped forwards by Callum Guy. Gordon trying to get there, but just dealt with by Stockport.
Yeah, that's where the big pitch comes into it, doesn't it? Usually, you know, you're onto the second ball in League 2, and at the minute the distances are a lot bigger because of this pitch.
Alafe pulls away from Mellish there to the left-hand side, turns and faces him, looking into the Carlisle penalty area, gets a bit of momentum going, has support down the left-hand side from Rydell, the fullback, cross in towards goal. Madden wins it. It'll drift behind for a goal kick at the start of this second half to Carlisle United. 47th minute. And you'll watch that clock absolutely fly past with Carlisle trailing, Chris.
I didn't see if they watered the pitch at half time or not. Unless I couldn't see it.
It was certainly well, I have to be careful how I say this, forked. But I didn't see whether there were sprinklers on. I think I enunciated that perfectly. Ball forwards here for Carlisle, looking to battle for it. Gordon won though by Stockport again, and they picked up the second and then third ball. Moxon thought about lunging at his man, but Camps gets away down the right, running at Mellish, who can't lunge as he's on a yellow card. Well defended though, as Camps just steps into him. Former Fleetwood and Rochdale man, rather, Callum Camps. Where did I pull Colchester from there? Signed from Fleetwood in the summer after coming through at Rochdale. Did you hear Chris Beach had a hand in that? Never mentioned it, did he, during his time as Carlisle boss? Thrown on the far side, taken by Stockport, and they'll get another one. Middle of the United half, and they're just changing over throw takers, just looking to grind the game a little bit here at the start of the second, stop United getting any momentum. But United have got to play their own part in getting momentum, and they've given the ball away a bit and trying to break forwards here with Moxon. Is it driving down the left hand side, but can't get the pass right up to Gordon, who went right as he passed left. Played in behind Carlisle again, and it's another half decent ball, but Mellish will let it drift behind for a goal kick in the hot sun here in the capital, the home of English football, the scene of many a great moments, including, of course, England's World Cup winning goal. Maybe not quite in this incarnation of the stadium, but all at Wembley over the years. So many great moments, including the Euros for both the men and the women's teams recently. Great days. This could be such a great day for Carlisle, but they have to score. They have to make something happen here. Passed across the midfield, and it'll come to Senior on this near side, being closed down by the energetic Rydell. And you have to go back into goalkeeper Thomas Holy. Just controlling United a bit at the moment, Stockport. 49th minute here. Holy looks for the raking ball out left-hand side. Can Carlisle flick on down the line? Garner does, under pressure from Akil Wright. It's how to play for a Stockport throw. In the right-back position, but an opportunity, Chris, for Carlisle to pin Stockport in.
Yeah, it's about stepping up the pitch, trying to get a bit of possession. You know, because Stockport will get nervy with the big open spaces. Every time someone goes forward, it looks like something can happen. It's going to hinge on substitutes for me, and I've always thought that. But that's why it's a good squad and the good dynamics we've got.
United just more clearing and getting things going. Stockport seem to be going forward with just that little bit more purpose at the moment. A big day, a big occasion, big moments. Just feels at the moment like Stockport have that upper hand with that fortuitous goal as well, playing a big part in it. Carlisle fearful, because if they overcommit trying to pull themselves back into the game, they could be put out of sight. Stockport aware of that. They can just sit off and see what United have to offer, Chris, and it's a real game of cat and mouse out there.
Yeah, it is. You're right, but they're going to have to at one point. Hopefully that one bit of magic brings us back into the game, and then the momentum suddenly shifts.
No substitutions at the interval for either side. Carlisle have got Holy in goal, a back three of Mellish, Huntington and Whelan. Wing backs, Senior on the right, Armour on the left. Midfield, it's Guy, Moxon and McAlmont, and up front, J.K. Gordon and Joe Garner. Armour just tripping on the ball. Carlisle managing to get away down the left-hand side. Chance to potentially send a cross in. Effort at skill there by Moxon. Just lost his footing and carries the ball out to play for a goal kick. Trying to make something happen, looking for a bit of Steve Guppy skill. Do you remember him doing that back in the day? Just trying to
try, fair play to him. He's trying something. Some chats going on already.
Yeah, Gerrard, Skelton and Simpson all talking tactics, I would say, on that bench. Looking back towards go-to players, and there are plenty of them. As Stockport fire downfield with the goal kick, looking for Olafe. Wins the flick on over Whelan there.
That's all right. That's all right. I think Whelan's judged it that there's no on-runners. Just need to get Senior out here. And the higher we up, that means we're controlling the game. We've just not seen Senior high up enough.
Ball looking for Garner here. Gordon's going to jump as well. Won there by Horsfall in the central defence. Carlisle win the second ball. Guy gets it down. Good ball out for Mellish to run onto. Space down the left-hand side. United have 3 men in the box. Cross comes in from deep. Right clears for Stockport. Moxon looking for the give and go potentially. Sent out to Guy in the deep. Senior in option. McAlmont also on this right-hand side. Carries on his run. Senior tries to go back inside though. Looking for the space across the pitch. Back to Senior on the right touchline. Has McAlmont in support. Just tries to play it into that penalty area, looking towards Garner, and it's well defended away by Stockport, but it brings the Carlisle fans to life at the start of the second half.
Yeah, much better from Carlisle. They're getting there, they're getting to the edge of the box. You just want to see Senior do what he done against Bradford when he attacked that box.
Throwing short in towards J.K. Gordon, being held up by his man. Back to Gordon on the right hand side, sends a cross in. Goalkeeper should be in his favourite to get there. Crashed into his own man. And what's the referee giving a free kick for? He's collided with his own man. Well, he's suggesting, I think the referee pointed at Armour there. Let's just see if there's a replay of this. Hinchliffe is having a bit of a twine at the referee. Let's see if we get it. Anything by way of a replay. I don't think we have, and Stockport have got us back underway here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. 53rd minute, they clear up into the Carlisle half. Whelan looking to get there ahead of Alafe. Garnett nudge in the back there, just a bit too easily away from him.
The free kick, it's someone's pushed the defender into the keeper. I think it was Joe or maybe Armour.
Carlisle clearing through Huntington. Gordon looking to get there. Just a little nudge in the back there every time. Trying to win the second ball there through McCalmont, but it's not broken their way, and Crowsdale will bring it forwards. No one really to hit in front, so he has to go square to Sarcevic out on that right touchline. Just tries to dink it over his man down there. Mellish in the end turns into the tackle, does well, plays a throwing off his man, and for a Carlisle throw.
That's where you want Mellish before. You know, the ball wasn't the greatest, but you want him bombing on there in space.
Lots of drum noise and chanting coming from the Stockport end to the right, to the left. Here, Carlisle fans needing to come out and help the team now. Kilwright leaning all over a Carlisle man there. Gordon just trying to wriggle through, but Stockport come away with the ball again, and they've found a teammate again, and now they've got space out on this left-hand side. Camp's running up towards the edge of the penalty area. Out to Rydell on the left-hand side. Steps inside Senior too easily. Shapes one towards the back post. He's all left foot. You can see that from that cross. Got excited, and it's a goal kick to Carlisle United.
Yeah, probably the story of the game with crosses from both teams in and around them areas. Either over hit or under hit. Just to make sure we get that bit of quality to get back in the game. Control of the game as well.
They feel like they're having more passages of 2, 3, 4 passes, aren't they, Stockport? And that's just one of those little things that I think Paul Simpson feels defines teams who get that stranglehold in the game. Second ball won there, and Sarcevic somehow comes away with it. That was fortunate again, and it's just lifted over the head of Huntington, who's a little out of position. Senior goes out to meet Alafe. Cross comes into the penalty area, and it's very, very well dealt with by Carlisle in the end. Mellish passes on to Moxon and then runs on beyond him. Says he wants it down that left-hand side. Moxon keeps going here. Steps inside his man. Passes out to the right. Great play from Moxon. McCalmont cuts it back. J.K. Gordon, he just spun on the ball and lost control, and it goes through to the goalkeeper. Great play, Moxon. McCalmont did everything right. J.K. Gordon just didn't quite have a plan in his head when he spun on the ball.
No, he didn't. Great play, as you say, Moxon. McCalmont, good ball in. J.K.'s just got to smash that shot. Just go for it. Big chance. He even could have given it back to Moxon on the edge of the box. Nick it. Great play, that's better.
Whelan steps in and passes into the midfield now. Guy in the centre circle, driving up towards the edge of the Stockport box. They're stepping off him. Surely tackled there as he went through on goal. The referee says no. The Stockport man's hurt. Guy's not happy. Trying to step through here, Carlisle again. Guy gets on the ball, turns and looks forwards once more. Tries to drive on, but just got tackled. Didn't take the ball away. Clips over the top of Carlisle United with Camps. Huntington wins his header out to Mellish. Nothing wrong with Horsfall. And then the free kick's given.
How is that a free kick?
What's happened here? Huntington won the header, and the referee has given an almost inexplicable free kick. Huntington is absolutely livid. I wish to get a replay of it from the broadcasters here today. You can see Huntington. Let's have a look at this ball over the top. Wins his header. They both fall down. He has got his arms around him as they fall, but he's won his header, and then it's the way that they come down on top of each other.
It again and again and again. It's not.
They'll be saying, what's he seen here? How's he given that as a free kick?
Need to defend this one because we just starting to have our spell there.
A perplexing decision from the referee, Tom Neild, presents Stockport with a free kick when United had a spell of the upper hand. Ball in towards goal, flicked! Oh, wide! How did Kilwright miss that? I honestly thought it was the second goal of the game. As that goes in, it misses by a yard. I don't know how he missed it. Carlisle should be 2-0 down. They switched off, probably feeling hard done by with the awarding of the free kick. But Akil Wright should have made it 2-0. This will be the angle. He steals in. United went to sleep. Open goal, 6 yards out, and he's headed it wide. An unbelievable miss. And if United needed a little lift, that surely Chris Lumsden will be it.
Yeah, I think Simo straight away went to it, pointing at the substitutions. Edmondson stripping off now. But yeah, it's a massive let-off. It's criminal, really, on the free kick as well. It just would have been too sickening to take that one. If they scored off the free kick from Huntinson's challenge, which was never a foul.
I mean, it was an awkward coming together, like, sort of way that they went down, but he got up, won the header, and then they come down on top of each other. What's he supposed to do? Float in midair above him? Levitate? Thankfully, it didn't result in a second goal for Stockport. Guy trying to nick it off a Lafay. Stockport are on the board and again have the bit between the teeth, but now there's a chance for United to break here. Gordon's given a run, just didn't quite get the run that they needed there. McCalmont can't get onto that. I think J.K. Gordon's run across there didn't actually help Garner. Good touch from Moxon, turns away from his man. He's got to keep the ball here, which he has. Now steps up, looks into the midfield, lifts it out right hand side here towards Joe Garner. Defender's touch his paw. Should be allowed to drift behind. Oh, he's unfortunate, Garner. Well, maybe he's not good enough. Tried to play it off the shins there of his man and didn't get the corner. Just gave up possession. You almost want to favour Joe, don't you? Because he knows exactly what he's trying to do there, but in the end, he just gave the ball away on that occasion. Carlisle come back again with Gordon out to the left touchline. Has support from Armour, driving forwards down the left here. Passes into the area. In fact, it was Mellish looking for Armour in that box. Once again, though, Stockport get away and try and break away. With the ball over the top, out to this left-hand side. Camps with a bit of space to go into. Carlisle get back in with Guy. Camps steps inside, thinks about the shot from range, goal kick.
Yeah, I think John's just got to cross it there, further down the line there. Just put it in, just make them do something, even kick out for a corner. But it's better. Moxon's getting a bit more space. He's driving on in midfield. It's open though, isn't it? Which is a scary thing.
It's got to be though, hasn't it? Can't be anything but. Carlisle have got to go for it now. We're into the 60th minute, so just over half an hour plus stoppages for Carlisle to try and find an equaliser and potentially a winner. Cole has done his obligatory kick out of play that seems to get at least one every game. It's always that left touch line as well, and he kicks the turf in front of him as if Wembley's been the problem and not his kicking. And it's a throw into Stockport, and everything just a bit more laboured about the way that they're taking things when they get these opportunities to close down the game. Carlisle looking to clear. Here comes a throw down the left-hand side. In the end, they go back into defence. Has at times been more clearing than setting up new passages of attacking for Carlisle. A little more hopeful. Give it on. Free kick given against Carlisle there again as Garner goes down in the tumble with Wright. Chris Lumsden feeling that starting to not get the fair share, but talked about this in other games recently, Chris. They've got to find a way, even if that is the case, haven't they?
No, it's, there's pulling. I don't think there's that much complaint, so must have been something going on, but here we go.
Patrick and Edmondson coming on for United. McCalmont off for Amari Patrick, and Edmondson, who's he coming on for at the moment? It looks like Carlisle might be going 3-4-3. McCalmont not quite had the impact that he has in other games, Chris. Not quite managed to get things going.
No, but I think if you spoke to Stockport as well, they'll be saying some of their big players haven't had the...
And Garner off for Edmondson is the other change here. So you'd imagine United are 3-4-3 here, with Edmondson in between Gordon and Patrick. Gordon's been sent out to the right. Patrick looks like he'll be on the left. We've got very fancy seats here at Wembley. They're rubbish, aren't they? They really are weird. You keep floating away from the desk. I keep dropping behind my laptop in front of me. I'm not a fan. I'm all over the shop on it, to be quite honest. I might try and stand up again, but you can't fully get it out of the way to do that. I'd go for a bar stool. I think that would work perfectly where we are, to be quite honest. Goal kick or free kick to the Stockport goalkeeper into the Carlisle half. Chris can talk you through the reshape in just a moment. Paul Simpson making those two changes. Patrick and Edmondson on. Carlisle are going to get a throw in here on this near side. 3-4-3, do we think?
Yeah, Patrick's over on the left, and I think Edmondson will end up maybe being the middle man, but I can't really tell at the minute because he's came over on the right. Mellish just went into midfield.
4-3-3 then.
Yeah.
Energy in that midfield. Mellish jumping in there.
Be careful.
Yeah, a bit of a potential leading arm there. Ball's just going to drop awkwardly in behind their defence. Well defended by Horsfall.
Good,
out to the right hand side. Look at Amari Patrick going and taking it off Noyle. Carlisle win it back high up on the front foot here. Cross comes in from Armour towards the back post. Oh, headed behind there because J.K. Gordon was there, and listen to the fans behind that goal to our right here at Wembley. Patrick and Gordon on. In theory, as frightening as United's front line could be.
Yeah,
pace, power, precision. That's what they need to add. Edmondson in between them as well. Is this the change that turns the tide in Carlisle's favour? 63rd minute. Armour over the corner here from this near side in front of us. Blue balloons battered up by the Carlisle fans. Flags waved. Kids held aloft. Carlisle looking to have an impact. Land a blow. Get level. Referee just having a quick chat, and he's watching something again. He adds all of this on because he's come in and talked to two. Now he's asking two to come out and talk to him, and it's Mellish again, who just has to be a little careful on a yellow card. In with Olafe. Possibly a kill right, actually, in there. The man he's marking. We're being marked by Armour, preparing to take this corner then. An in-swinger from the near side. Here it comes for Carlisle United. In towards that back post. Goalkeeper's got a good punch on it. Guy trying to get onto him. Olafe shrugged him off. And now all of a sudden, J.K. Gordon trying to get back and help out Carlisle United as Olafe runs against Senior. Great tackle. Great tackle, Senior. Fantastic defending. And he's appealing that it should be a throw-in to Carlisle United. Olafe staying down. The Carlisle fans booing because they feel like they're getting nothing there. Senior was adamant he'd played that off the Stockport man. And yet the throw-in goes to the team who leads, Stockport.
It's a good ball, but we've not really got anyone round the goalkeeper, have we? Guys just got to make sure he gets there or pulls him down straight away. Just gets in a bit of no man's land, but Senior does well. He makes sure he slows him down and then makes the tackle at the crucial time.
I've just watched the replay. It's definitely a Stockport ball. Just shows how we can all be swayed by the reaction of a player in Senior on that occasion for Carlisle. Out on the far side, Stockport just popping it around, trying to keep a bit of possession. Sarcevic runs into his man and throwing goes to Carlisle. He tried to bluff the ref there with his own loose touch, and this time they're not having it, and Carlisle get the throw. Middle of their half, up into the Stockport half. Edmondson looking to try and win, and does. Helps Carlisle gain 20 yards of territory down that left touchline. 4-3-3 just looks that little bit livelier, Chris, and every one of those front three mobile. Really mobile, youthful.
Yeah, it's important Moxon and Guy turn out here and get the ball out to Gordon.
Little flick down the middle, and for a moment it looked like Carlisle might be running onto it with Mellish. Madden will try and get onto this ball, clip down the line. Edmondson caught as he played that one, surely, but he's got back up and played on here and got possession back for Carlisle. It's great play from Edmondson. In the end, it's been nipped through to Amari Patrick. Can he step? Oh, he's turned into the tackle. He's done well to hold it up. Plays it out right-hand side now. Chance for Senior to break forwards here. Down the right-hand side. Bit of time and space. Sends the cross in towards goal. Oh, Mellish has clattered into his man, yeah. Was a free. It's unfortunate that the defender stepped across and cleared, and Mellish's momentum took him into it. I see how he's given that one. Carlisle players aren't happy, Mellish isn't happy.
The cross isn't great though, is it? Singer's maybe got to commit a bit more, go at the man.
Paul Simpson's shaking his head again here, and I wonder if that's, and then we're going to have a drinks break now, I wonder if that's in frustration at Mellish or at that feeling, Chris, that we're just not getting the rub of the green here in terms of what the official, which way the officials are going with the decisions.
Yeah, but it's just got to keep going, not worry about them. It's better though, isn't it? The crowd are up off their feet.
We've got Stephen Bell here from our breakfast team, who's he's a proper journalist, one of those who does news rather than sport like us, Chris. And he's just turned to me and said, "This ref." So I'm nice to know that somebody who's entirely objective is, seeing it the way that we are here in commentary. Steve was on Wembley Way. If you met Mike Zeller this morning on your way into Wembley, anyone listening with us or anyone who's got family coming in, it was Mike and Steve and Duncan on Wembley Way this morning. when we're all talking about hope and dreams and giving our predictions, right now, Carlisle just over 20 minutes to try and find an equaliser to take this game into extra time. Right now, Stockport, through that horribly deflected John Mellish own goal, lead by 1-0 in the League Two playoff final. And United must score to stay in with hope of getting into League One for this season. 17 years it's taken them to get this close, Chris. 17. Let's hope it's not another 17 if they don't make it today. Let's hope they do, and we can get rid of that horrible stat. An EFL record we're not too proud of. Here's another good one for you. Owen Moxon's 16 assists, including his latest one in the Bradford game, make him the highest assister in the division. How about another bit of wizardry from him to set Carlisle's equaliser up?
Yeah, wouldn't bank against it. He's there and about. He's starting to have a bit more of an influence.
Akil Wright certainly taking his time, having gone down in the penalty area. And with the drinks break, we might just get a couple of changes here for Stockport. At the moment, Jackie and Paul will be the lesser happy two Simpsons in the house, the Simpson house. I don't know whether Dom and Joe will come down on Jake's side if it goes this way, or whether Jake just won't be allowed home for a while.
Yeah, I think that's
double change here for Stockport. Akil Wright is coming off. And I've certainly just seen the number 21 coming on, which is Miles Hippolyte. And also the number 14 has come on. That is Will Collar, one of their top scorers actually. Collar. Didn't see who he came on for. I'm just looking down towards that bench. Madden's come off. Is it Madden and Wright? Then the two players off. Yeah, that's right. So interesting to see how they rejig this, whether Hippolyte will maybe go to right wing back, and I think they might have gone to a back four now actually, and that's what they've done. Horsfall and Hussey in between Rydell and Noyle, extra man in the midfield, and they've matched up against Carlisle. Ball over the top, they're looking to get onto it. Carlisle trying to head away. Alafe on it. He's had a good game, you know. On that left-hand side, Isaac Alafe into the area. Rydell's got around his man too easily, gets a cross in, and Carlisle have had to hack it away. And it drops behind. Is it a corner or a throw? I think a throw in to the left of the Carlisle penalty area to Stockport. 70th minute. Should have a good period of injury time with that water break and the injury to Akil Wright that saw him go off. But still, time ticking unceasingly away for Carlisle United. Trying to clear down the right touchline here. Edmondson looking to get onto this one. Good layoff. The ball clattered back into him, and the break maybe on Edmondson's done brilliantly to win that back there after one of his own teammates erred. It allows Carlisle to try and break. Out to Amari Patrick on the left. Pops it round the corner for Ryan Edmondson. Running up towards the edge of the penalty area. Can't take the ball with him. Stockport at the moment just sort of waiting for Carlisle to give them the ball. In the end, that they take it out of play for a throw in middle of the Carlisle half on the left as United look to attack. Couple of midfield runners with purpose, and then Edmondson there, Chris, running with the ball, but perhaps so at full tilt, so at full talent that they just can't take it with them meaningfully. Throw down the left, Patrick trying to make something happen. Charges down the clearance, but it will drop. Oh, it really spins on the touchline. Out to play for a throw rather than a goal kick.
Yeah, just needs, as we said, need a little bit of control of the game, get the ball out to Gordon, get the ball to Patrick in space and time where he can go and commit players. They need to go and commit, take people on.
Such an even final this. Both sides have only had one shot on target, and it wasn't even a shot on target that separates them. Deflected Alafe cross, making a Mellish own goal. It's Hippolyte in the tangle. The referee's given the free kick to Hippolyte against Senior. Tried to play it early. The ring at Carlisle. Hippolyte's made the run in behind here. Gets into the area. Big moment. Shot breaks. Carlisle managed to help it away and further away through Callum Guy. Carlisle have got a man down in the box there who's hurt, and the referee has stopped play now. Carlisle on the ball on this near side. Boos all around. Don't know whether it's the Stockport fans thinking the Carlisle man's kidding on, or the Carlisle fans thinking the ref's not giving them anything. Foul on Hippolyte.
No, it's happened so quick, doesn't it? What I'm thinking is he's just about to pull the trigger, isn't he? Well, I think it's Whelan who gets across and somehow manages to sniff the danger out and then put it out.
It's a lovely little flick into him here. You can see Hippolyte coming through on goal. Oh, it was a strong tackle on Whelan. It really was. I mean, elsewhere on the pitch, if he's trying to, I suppose you'd argue, force it towards goal, but anywhere on the pitch, he's high and hard on Whelan there, who wins the ball. I think if that happens in the centre circle, Chris, the ref might be thinking about a red card. We're just watching the replay, and it is slowed down, which is not what we get to see generally in League Two. There is VAR here. I think there is VAR here, so they would sort that out if there were any suspicion of a red card. So I'm sure that's not the case. Hippolyte's coming to check Whelan's okay. Jordan Gibson's warming up, potentially Taylor Charters as well, stripping off, getting ready to put a shirt on. 7 and 15, not far off then for Carlisle United. Is that a sign that it's not quite happened in that midfield battle today for Carlisle, Chris?
It's a tough one. It's such a big pitch as well. Like, in league games, you can get near people, you can get onto people, you can close them down, but today it's just been a little bit tougher with the wide spaces as well. But you've got to say, Stockport suddenly this half haven't had the run of the game.
They've got more experience, we've got more legs, and experience has counted a little bit more so far.
It's, still plenty to go in this game.
Ball from Holy, driven out right hand side. Oh, Gordon did so well to kill that immediately, but then just couldn't stop it drifting out of play. Shot of Paul Simpson and Gavin Skelton watching that one. Gavin's sister Helen Skelton was on Wembley Way broadcasting for BBC 5 Live earlier today, talking all things Carlisle as they get in behind Carlisle down the left hand side here. Chance to cut one back, brilliantly blocked by Armour coming over from left to right to tidy things up. Gordon steps inside his man, passes in search of Callum Guy. He's missed him. Oh, and Guy slalom through there. Surely that's a free kick. What's he not seen there? They're going to take the shot. It's taken a deflection, has it, and gone behind. How is that not a foul on Callum Guy?
Yeah, it's just on the replay there. To be fair, it is a foul. It's not as bad as it first looked. Come on, get up. We need this game going.
Yeah, they do need to get going again. He probably just can't believe he's not getting a free kick, and it looked like an impact injury, didn't it? It looked like he just slammed in on Croasdale. I wouldn't mind seeing another replay here. Here we go. Here it is. He just slaloms. Oh, it's a good tackle, actually, to be fair. It looked from the angle we're looking at it, and this is just the thing that you don't get with TV. It looked like he passed it quickly between his feet to get around his man, but actually the guy went right through the ball, Croasdale, in fairness to him. And with the benefit of the replay, the ref can have that one. Good decision. Ball forwards for Carlisle. Manish felt he was shoved in the back there. Whelan gets up and wins the next header. Stockport looking to clear. Bit of a hash of a clearance. No, might just drop in towards JK Gordon here, who's looking to get around his man down the right hand side. He's got Hippolyte on him as well, but Hussey's done well. Thrown to Carlisle though. Well played, JK Gordon. What a lively footballer he's become for Carlisle.
He's done well.
Claiming he had his shirt tugged there. In and out the team at either end of his loan, hasn't he? But really back in with force at the end here. In spite of that red card against Barrow. Senior looking to take the throw. Search of Edmondson. Hussey will peel away and try and clear downfield. Mellish can't block it. Drops to Huntington. Just always giving it away, and they're running here. Oh, what a good tackle from Moxon. Just little decisions like that, and even someone like Huntington trying to play when his instinct must have said clear, and in playing almost caught Carlisle out, Chris, and that's just how it can go. Only into the last 15 minutes now, Carlisle trailing, you force the issue, don't you? And you know, it's risk reward at this stage.
Yeah, it keeps, that's little things you do when you're chasing the game.
Ryder with a throw down the left for Stockport. Carlisle clear through Huntington. Edmondson. What does it take to get a free kick for a push in the back? Drops here on the left-hand side to Armour. Feeds it down the left in search of Patrick. Oh, what a great flick round his man. Sat down Noyle, but too much on it, and it went through to Horsefall in defence for Stockport. Whelan having to clear there. Another of those occasions where he might have wanted to do something more, but just had to get rid. Because if Carlisle go 2-0 down now, it will be terminal. Those next two changes coming. Charters and Gibson now in the technical area, ready to come on. Throwing on the right-hand side, not particularly productive for Stockport. Carlisle get one of their own. 77th minute, here come the changes. J.K. Gordon's afternoon is run. Possibly his final minutes for Carlisle United, unless there's a further move for him next year, either on loan or permanently from Crystal Palace. At 20, I'm not entirely sure that his time at Palace will be done yet, Chris, because there's some talent in there. But whether he's back here next season with Carlisle or not, we don't know. And the other change is Callum Guy off for Taylor Charters. Gibson and Charters on for Carlisle.
Yeah, hopefully Charters has that impact that he's had in the last few games, hasn't he? He's been very, very good. Gibson, this is his moment. Need him to get at Rydale.
Four
shots off.
4 changes across 2 substitutions for Carlisle. 1 change left then for Paul Simpson if he needs it here in the 90. If we are to go into extra time, maybe more. Clearance forwards for Stockport. Just pops off and in behind Carlisle, so Huntington must clear. Drops to Jordan Gibson, hooks it over his shoulder, but just gathered in the midfield by Camps, who just spins it round the corner. They've got him behind Carlisle down this left. Rydell checks inside his man, going into the box, looks for the blind cross towards the back post, headed away by Carlisle, kept alive there by Stockport. Overhead kick, over the bar, goal kick. Really spectacular technique there from, I think it might have been Miles Hippolyte. That would have been a goal to win a final had that gone in, but thankfully no real danger in the end for Carlisle United. The danger now is the clock, Chris, and it's in the 79th minute.
Yeah, it's been everything probably expected of a final. Not loads of chances, very cagey. The effort's been fantastic.
It all ends here has been the sort of the tagline for these finals from the EFL. And does it all end here for Carlisle United? Does another League Two season ensue, their 10th consecutive season at this level, or is there a way out in the dying embers of this game? Holy fires into the Stockport half. Edmondson and Mellish, the latest players, feeling that they've been fouled, and more gaps in between Carlisle's defence and midfield, and it's allowing Stockport to run it United there. Hippolyte went down, the ref didn't blow on this occasion. Out on the right touchline, chance to cross in from deep for Stockport towards goal. Carlisle clear, second ball picked up again by Stockport, and again they've won it on the edge of the Carlisle penalty area. United at 6s and 7s at the moment. Stockport just trying to tease the clinching goal out of them. Good ball down the right hand side, cross into the box, Carlisle clear again, but at the moment all they can do is get rid. They need more of an outlet. Moxon trying to play, but he's got 2 men on him, 3 men on him, over towards the touchline. He's done really well to get a throw in the left back position, but United just don't seem to have the numbers anywhere, Chris.
Yeah, obviously it's spreading out now. It's risk reward, as you say. We're trying to get the ball out to our men, and when we finally, if we can, there's a bit of joy to be had. But they've just got to push, they've got to keep going. Probably need the crowd now more than they've ever done.
Pulled back down the line into Armour, being closed down by Olafe. Square, he passes into the Carlisle box for Holy. Clashes it downfield. They need a bit of a break here. They need something to go their way. As Mellish flicks on, Patrick won't get there. Volleyed away by Hussey at the back for Stockport. Whelan heads it upfield. Doesn't drop to Moxon though, just picked out the sky by Collar. Sends it down the right hand side. Whelan gets there ahead of his man, sidesteps and puts it out of play for a throw in. Probably should have gone down here. I thought he was shoved actually by his man as he goes around there. We tried to plead innocence. I think if he had gone down there though, the official would have probably given the corner, wouldn't they? 2 more changes coming, 1 apiece. Dennis coming on for United, that's the next change, but with the ball out on the defensive, I think we're going to just play on here, are we? So Stockport to take the throw inside the last 10 minutes now. There'll be healthy stoppage time at the end of this, I've no doubt. But I hope United aren't left relying on that.
It's a tough one with Dennis. People, the camera pans to him quite a bit, and people will be thinking because of the goals, why is he not on it or whatever? But to get the best out of Dennis, you've got to be getting the bylines, you've got to be getting in the box. We've not done that today, and if you bring him on, the game could break down a little bit. Not that we've had much control of it.
No. Well, he's on for Moxon, Chris, which means Carlisle go 4-4-2.
No, I think they've changed it. Armour. Is it Armour? Armour's off.
Is an Armour come off, right? Gone off on the far side, right. So for Jack Armour, well, is it Mellish out to left wing back now then, or Pat? I don't know what. Well, you can. That's your job. Go on, expert. You tell me who's playing where.
Looks like Moxon's just jogged over there a little bit. They're just trying to sort it out.
Yeah, Dennis just went over and said something to someone there. They're waiting to make a change as well. I think they get it now.
Charters will push out there.
Stretton's coming on for is it a Lafayette? He's had a really good game. I've been very impressed with him in this game, Chris.
I think we're going to go 4-4-2. Yeah, he's been good. He's been a nuisance.
He's been more impressive than Madden, and that's a compliment to him. Madden's gone, of course, already. Edmondson jumping for the ball, edge of the area. The ref will have to stop the game because the Stockport man's down. There's a chance for Carlisle going into the box here. That was surely a stooping. It's a chance. Edmondson gets there, cuts it back, let it down. Got to be a handball. Got to be a handball. On the line, he stuck the arm out. The referee says no. The referee says no. The VAR will have a look at it. Surely it was a handball. Stockport trying to break. Well, Carlisle are reeling from that. Massive chance there. In the end, Carlisle should cut this out. Let's see the replays of that one. Down the left-hand side, a massive chance for Carlisle. We needed to score. The chance was there, wasn't it? And we allowed Stockport the chance to clear it, but then we're going to get seeing the replay of that one. Header away as Carlisle looked to get onto it. Out to the right-hand side. I thought that, and the ref did well actually not to give the high foot there when the defender stooped into kicking territory, but I just thought on the line the man stuck the arm out and it was a handball. Moxon on the ball now for Carlisle, who've just had a huge moment. Should have scored. Couldn't see who took the shot, but
maybe.
Flick down the right-hand side here. Releases Jordan Gibson. Senior wants it inside. Gibson's gone at his man. Oh, gets it into Senior. Cut back. Oh, there's a man in there. Amari Patrick scores. Amari Patrick makes it. Carlisle 1. Stockport 1 in the 84th minute. And it had been coming over the last 5. Carlisle level at Wembley. League One still on. Amari Patrick in the 84th. Lumsden's gone. The Carlisle players all over to Paul Simpson down below to get instructions. Now to manage it. But with momentum going their way, do they just go for it now, Chris Lumsden? What? Exactly.
Just keep playing. Just go for it. Make sure you shut the back door. But they're rocked now. This is what I said. If you score late, they've made their changes.
Well, they've got another change coming here. They're bringing on Neil Byrne, another defender, for whom we'll find out in a moment. Look at them, thousands. At least 15, probably many more, maybe even into the tens of thousands here of Carlisle fans. Off comes Camps, on comes Byrne, defender for midfielder. Stockport suddenly looking to shore up, as Bradford did, Chris, when they brought on Platt 8 days ago. Is that another big moment? Is their manager saying, right, we've got to tighten up, when Carlisle are going for it? Patrick took that away so nicely. He was under such pressure there from the midfielder. He did so well. Stockport coming forwards now. Carlisle need to stay in this mentally. Stay switched on. Patrick round his man on the far touchline. Burns into the Stockport half down the left-hand side. Goes past another. Oh, just collapses on the ball and gets that Premier League free kick. Into the last 5 we go, and Amari Patrick has got United on the board. They've scored both goals, Carlisle, and Mellish own goal in the first half. A cruel blow, not deserved by Carlisle to be behind in those circumstances. I mean, it looked a shout for a penalty for a handball.
Press box.
It looked a shout for a handball, didn't it? And the chance just before Carlisle's equaliser. It looked like
we've never even seen that back, have we?
No, we've never seen a replay of that, or it happened while Stockport went down the other end and we weren't looking at the monitors. Ball forwards for Stockport.
Gibson,
Carlisle get a touch in there. On the right-hand side. Flicked out right-hand side now by Gibson, who's been very lively, as he is so often when he comes off the bench. Dennis, outside of the left football forward. Gibson gets there. Cuts it back. Patrick's getting there. Defender cleared. Cleared by Stockport. One man for Stockport there. Carlisle coming from the left to win the ball back. Out to
this right touchline. It comes to Senior. Gibson, the go-to guy. The magic man on the right. Senior ball in. Oh, is it handball on the floor as the player fell on top of it? The ref says no again. Stockport are absolutely reeling here. 87th minute. Carlisle sensing this is the opportunity. Into the central defence now with Whelan. Carries it over half line. Everyone behind the ball for Stockport. Down the left, Mellish touches it around his man. Gets around his man. Gets to the byline. Going into the area. Tries to find a teammate. Doesn't take the ball. Gets up and wins it back. Out on the left. Charters sidesteps his man. Trying to get the cross in towards goal. Cleared away by Stockport. Patrick looks to get there now. Good play from the Stockport man. Peeling away. Patrick wins it back. The Carlisle goal scorer. The Carlisle hero. Gibson with it, facing up against almost all of the Stockport players here on the right-hand side. Patrick just trying to thread it through in search of Christian Dennis in the area. Senior on it now, into Patrick. Good touch down the right. Gibson gets to the byline, cuts it back into the middle. Stockport clear their lines to the left of their penalty area. Hippolyte puts his foot through it, finds his teammate. Huntington does brilliantly. Mellish caught, free kick to Carlisle United. The number 16 clattering into him, Jack Stretton. Against the team he started the season with, Stretton. Polax as Mellish there, just inside the Stockport half. Stockport are punch drunk, Chris Lumsden. Is this the time to go for it? If this goes to another half an hour, it could swing again.
Playing so well these last 10 minutes. Chance after chance, byline after byline, but we wanted a moment for the supporters and they got it.
I love that you're all with us on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, but I'm also so chuffed that League 2 is being displayed like this to such a big audience on all the broadcasters today, because what a fight this has been between these two teams. Carlisle over the free kick then, in the Stockport half, rolled to the right, sent into the area, turned away by Stockport. It wasn't a great ball. 2 minutes to go here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. 34,004 the attendance. Ball might break in the area, looking to get the shot away, might fall to Amari Patrick. In the end it'll go behind. Mellish goes down. The referee again gesticulates no penalty. Referee's taking instruction here in his ear. It looks happy to go on. Carlisle have got the throw in. 34,004 the attendance here. Didn't get what the Carlisle attendance was. We'll maybe get that later. Mellish is down in the area, but he's going to play on. Carlisle want to go. 89th minute, 90 seconds of the 90 to go. Carlisle sense this is their moment. Statuesque Stockport fans. The Carlisle horseshoe, a ring of movement as the ball goes into the penalty area. Turned away. Hippolyte clears over his shoulder. It'll drop to Huntington on halfway. The Carlisle captain pops it down the right-hand side for Jordan Gibson. He can play again. Steps forwards, just around the corner pass. Can't even see who it is he's picked out on the right hand side. They are just backing off Carlisle. Gibson sends a cross in to that penalty area. Amari Patrick picks it up, left hand side. Can he find a teammate? Edge of the box. Oh, it's not a great ball, looking for Moxon, and it's cleared by Stockport. But again, the Carlisle horseshoe swelling as Carlisle have swollen into this game in the last 10 minutes on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. 45 seconds of the 90 to go before extra time. Well, injury time before extra time. Could be almost 10 minutes of injury time, you know, with all the stoppages and the water breaks and the goals. Winding up the throw-in from the left then. Charters into the area. Carlisle looking for it to drop to them, but Stockport get the touch and get the clearance. Into the Carlisle half. Huntington's there. Stretton's closing him down. Good touch back to the goalkeeper. Holy clears well up towards halfway. Charters on that left-hand side. Can't win the header. Good touch from the Stockport man. Moxon will come over there and gets him in front of his man. Tries to spin out of trouble. Does brilliantly, Moxon. Surely dragged down. Free kick to Carlisle. In the left-back position. That is the 90 done. Time added on is coming up in front of us here. Fourth official holds up 9 minutes. I told you it could be hefty. 9 minutes of time added on here at Wembley. And that favours only one team here, Chris. Something else happening down below us.
Simo just took fist pumping the crowd there for the 9.
Fist pumping the crowd, sensing that this is the time. Ball forwards here. Carlisle couldn't win that one. Huntington pops it into Moxon in the midfield. Suddenly things are really linking up in there, and you're right, Chris, they need to be careful, but also sensing the moment. Whelan carries it a long way forwards and then gets it to Charters on the left touchline. Tackled by the Stockport man. Carlisle get a throw-in to the left of that Stockport penalty area. Imagine if the next goal promotes Carlisle United, Chris Lumsden. Pandemonium. Has anyone ever been thrown out of Wembley with strawberry blonde hair for Klinsmanning through the press in front of us? I feel like it could happen today. Throwing on the left, Moxon spins his man, being held as he tried to get away, turns again, out to the left touchline once more, cross comes in, charged down by Stockport. Stretton will try and break, Charters barged into him, might get a yellow card. Yeah, I think he will get a yellow card for that one. A good foul, Chris.
Yeah, it's going to happen. They may have a little break, but it just got stronger. Moxon's got stronger as the game's gone on, like he usually does as well. Good substitutions from Paul Simpson. Gibson's had an impact since he's come on. Edmondson has. Dennis little touches. Patrick, that's what we needed. We needed that moment. It's still a hard finish, that. Not an easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not easy at all. He was under all sorts of pressure from the man coming and taking the shot. Ball forwards for Stockport, headed square on the edge of the area. Another header one there. Carlisle need to win the next contact, and they do. Out to the right hand side, Gibson swirls it away up towards Amari Patrick. The defender closes in towards him, but one of the Stockport midfielders gets there first. Hippolyte got a touch on the ball. It was a bit fortunate, and then it's a very baggy shot wide, goal kick to Carlisle into the sunshine on that Stockport end. Even the gods of the sun favouring Carlisle now by not sunburning them further in this second half. The Stockport fans probably can barely see the match from where they are away to our left here. Blue and white army, the noise that you can hear around us here. What is left in this game? In the 3rd minute of injury time, 9 added by the referee, Tom Neild. Cracked downfield by Holy, battling for it, Dennis. Second ball won by Stockport though, swirled into the Carlisle half. Stretton looking to get there. Whelan puts him under pressure on that touchline, comes away on the ball. Giving us a Stockport ball. Whelan not happy with that. That gets them up the pitch somewhat, Stockport. You almost
just need to get out the half. They'll try and kill it a little bit.
You almost feel, oh yeah, hang on, they are dangerous now that they've got into Carlisle's half. A little bit of possession up there here, Stockport. Throw down the right, Hippolyte, let's run out.
When that chance goes, the one on the line, you can kind of in your head think, has it gone? But they just kept attacking, kept believing in the next chance that happened. You know, took an age to go. I thought, to be honest, at one point, I thought it hit the back of the pole, went wide, hit the pole and came along the net.
Yeah, the stanchion and then into the rear of the net. Hard to describe the rear of the net, isn't it? Because the back of the net is in the net and the back of the net. Ball forwards for Carlisle. Stockport flick it into the half again. Keeps finding Stretton on that right hand side, and he wants to run at Whelan, who cuts it out well. And Carlisle come away with the ball again. Stepping into the midfield. Charters just maybe bit off a bit more than he could chew. And Crowsdale feeds it forwards to Collar. Right to the Carlisle box. They get runners into that penalty area. A couple of them at the back post. Carlisle just need to be careful. Gibson's miskicked at it. Kept alive by Stockport. Edge of the Carlisle box. Sarcevic still on the pitch. He might have gone off actually. I hadn't seen that number 10 for some time. Hussey on the ball. Just clips one down the line, looking for the run of Hippolyte.
Be careful.
Moxon's giving it up to Hippolyte. And he just thrashes it in. That was poor from Owen Moxon there. Wrong decision. And he presented Hippolyte with a half-decent chance. Goes down, just stretching out the hamstrings there. I'm sure he's fatigued mentally and physically, but player of the calibre he's become across this first year in pro football, Chris, that was rash.
Yeah, you don't want any mistakes. You know, don't want anyone's fault, being anyone's fault or anyone talking like that. Just need to concentrate. Key moments.
Halfway through 9 minutes time added on. Stockport win the header. Edmondson trying to stop the clearance downfield, but doesn't. Once again, Stretton gives chase. Whelan taking no chances, heads it out of play. Suddenly Stockport just managing the game a little better than they were as we went into stoppage time. It seemed like when not if for Carlisle for a spell, having equalised. 4 minutes to go. Stockport, the team taking more time to take things. The team, it seems, who are looking for another break and a bit more time to try and do this. Everything is so risk-reward at the moment. Any overcommittal, and the changing throw-in takers, Chris, just grinding down that clock. But any major risk, and you could be caught out behind. Getting players forwards though for this throw-in, looking like they're winding up the big one into the Carlisle box. Here it comes. It's a high looping ball into that penalty area. Carlisle head away, clear further away through Dennis. Middle of their half. The Stockport man tries to keep it alive. Hussey shins it forwards quite well. Drops to Collar on the right-hand side of the area. Clips the ball in towards goal. Hits the Carlisle man. Shot tremendously blocked. Still tangled on the floor there on the 6-yard line. Oh, they've got the opportunity, and the referee, what's he given? A free kick. Oh my word, 2 Carlisle players down in the area. The ball just jammed in between and nobody could properly kick it out. What a horrible moment that was. Crowsdale's coming over to appeal to the referee having none of it. Huntington's down. Somebody else is down in there for Carlisle as well. Huntington looks hurt. Header, and it hit the top of the shoulder. No chance of a penalty, that one. And then it traps under the 2 Carlisle defenders there when the cross comes in. Senior, I think, and Huntington got on top of the ball. The ball jammed in between, and the Stockport forward just kicking everything on the floor. That brings all the players over while Huntington gets some running repairs from Chris Brunskill, the physio of Carlisle United, for a drink here down below us. So there'll be time added on to the time added on. At least another minute or two beyond the 9 minutes added on, and we're just coming towards the end of the 7th. Well, who's got trains booked to go home after this one? It's looking like it's going to be a longer day at the moment. Already into the 8th minute beyond the 90, and the teams can't be separated. The Carlisle fans with more recent reason for cheer, equalising as they did in the 84th through Amari Patrick, and threatening more since. But it stays 1-1, and penny for the thoughts of Akil Wright, Chris, off injured, and with that massive chance just before the hour mark.
Yeah, he will be, he will go to bed. Whatever happens tonight, he will go to bed tonight still thinking about that chance. It's not got a lot of time to think about it, but it's an agonising watch for Holy, etc., isn't it? And unfortunately it goes wide. But just, as you say, as much as you want to win it, got to make sure after getting back into it, you don't lose it later on. But I can't wait to see the replays of when that goal goes in again, because that was...
What a moment, yeah. 14 chances to 8 favouring Stockport overall, but Carlisle 4 on target to 1, Chris, and they're higher on expected goals as well, which again, if you wonder what I'm on about with that, it means that their chances have been better than their opponents, but it is 1-1. And we're in the 9th minute of time added on, but there'll be at least 3 more after this because of that injury. Flick on down the middle. Dennis trying to get there. Edmondson felt he was being fouled. Flicked out to the left. Stockport clear. Carlisle gather here with Moxon. Passes inside. Finds Gibson. No one to pick out on the right, so listening behind, looking for the run of Edmondson. Goes hard after the number 5 there, who gets across and clears. Downfield and up towards halfway. Goes over the head of Stretton. Mellish came over and made sure there was no mishap. And clears, throwing to Stockport in the middle of their half. Didn't see whether Huntington had to come off or not, actually. I was looking down the other end, but he's back on anyway. Carlisle at full complement. Paul Simpson resplendent in Carlisle blue on that touchline in front of us. The magic man, Chris Lumsden, if he gets this team up again.
Yeah, didn't panic, calm, made his substitutions, and you want them to make an impact.
He's made the little bit of nervousness here for Carlisle United. Senior working hard under pressure from his man. Gibson gets back in there, tidies it back to Holy, who clears. He's made the unthinkable thinkable. Has he made the impossible possible? We'll find out. Mellish clears well on the outside of his left foot.
He hasn't kept it in play, but there's no problem there. He just
in the
take a couple of seconds.
In the 10th minute of time added on here. Stockport playing quickly on the left. Hussey, who then hooks it down the line, looking to try and pick out Stretton. Oh, Huntington's gone down awkwardly, and then Senior, a bit of fortune about the way he cleared up towards Amari Patrick, who might just get around his man out here to the left side. Not quite got the pace to get there ahead of Noyle, who's a lively customer himself, but Carlisle get the throw in.
His tail's got to be up now, Patrick, after that goal. He's go and be the match winner.
Go and do it now when there's no time left.
It's been done in a few playoff finals, that last kick of the game.
Throw down the left-hand side. Well, the referee played only 1 minute of time added on despite the injury there to Huntington, so we will have extra time at Wembley. Of course, we'll have the maximum amount of drama possible. Great, fantastic, wonderful atmosphere, wonderful day for Carlisle United in the sunshine. What will be at the end of it all? Will it be night time by the time this is all over? I know the broadcasters were hoping it would all be over by the time the final day of the Premier League got underway. Well, that's an hour away from kick-off. There's at least a half hour more of action here, taking us beyond 4 o'clock with live football and potentially into the dreaded penalty shootout on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. At one point, it just looked like Carlisle might not find their way. They just couldn't quite string together what was going to be required, Chris Lumsden. But in the end, the dynamism, the aggression of attacking, the bravery of committing that Carlisle put into Stockport forced that equaliser.
And quality as well. I said at half-time, we're a strong team. We'll keep going. You know, we get stronger as the game goes on. We've got a lot of belief, a hell of a lot of character, and we've just seen it all summed up in that little spell towards the end there where we just pressed and pressed, got to the sideline, got to the bylines. I said that, you know, that the reason Dennis doesn't come on earlier is probably because we're not getting to the box, we're not getting in the byline. Suddenly he's on and we get up there. You know, Patrick makes ground, Gibson keeps the ball perfectly, Senior making runs round the back. And the chance was just, you know, you're just praying for him to hit that net, and he finishes it so well because the grass is dry by that time, and he connects with it perfectly into that bottom corner, and the whole place just absolutely erupts.
I know you couldn't get here on the day on a train. I don't know if people can get home on the day on a train. I know many people have driven and have got that long drive back today, those who are going to have to work on the bank holiday tomorrow, but whatever the plans are for family, friends and loved one, it's going to be a long day down here in the capital. But let's just hope it's a great day, because it doesn't matter if you're stranded and you have to sleep in a station tonight, does it, trying to find your way home? It doesn't matter if your team's won promotion.
It's one of them. It's like everyone looking at each other now and just saying, yeah, we're here, but we were praying for a goal. We're probably, you know, was looking at one point we were going to get the second as well, but for them, for everyone who's travelled, for everyone who's got work, etc., what a moment that everyone's going to remember when that ball hits that net.
90 minutes done, another 30 to go at full time before extra time. It's Carlisle 1, Stockport 1.
Can I just tell you, I've hated every second of this football match, apart from the second where that ball hit the back of the net. It is torture.
It's horrendous. It's horrendous. And it's all worthwhile for that beautiful moment as Patrick passes it into the net, and you're just hoping, you'd see that it's deflecting, you're thinking, please, just one of our lads be on the end of it, and he is. He's still got a lot to do, to be honest. I know it seems like an easy finish, but it's a hell of a lot of pressure on it. There's thousands just waiting behind that goal, but the slow motion pictures we've seen as it hits that net and he wheels away. You know, let's go and get another one like that. Let's go and take another moment like that. But half an hour, it's going to be tough, it's going to be edgy. They're going to have chances, we're going to have a chance. People are going to be down with cramp. Let's just see if we can do it.
Nothing but respect, Paul, to the players. You know, there's so much pressure generally in football. You know, there's so much responsibility and everything for footballers. But this today is unbearable. As you've just said, I do not know how they cope with this pressure. Such young men under such pressure.
Well, we've got another 30 minutes at least to come here at Wembley Stadium on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Carlisle United 1-1 against Stockport County. Could United have 30 minutes to go as a League 2 team? We will take you through all the drama to come with Chris Lumsden and James Phillips.
Yes. And how are your hearts doing? And several of these playoff games, I've had texts from friends and family saying, are you all right? Because you are so involved, so engaged. That's why I'm talking about the drama and the bravery of the players out there. But that final 10 or so minutes where they went after Stockport and made that equaliser happen, it's just some of the gutsiest stuff I've ever seen a Carlisle team do, because there's so much riding on it, and it's so easy there, Chris, to fade into the night and just say we did our best and probably know that you didn't leave it all on the pitch, but they have done now.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to come off a final and think you didn't do everything. The effort was good. You know, they've been brilliant to get to here, but you want to see that play that they've showed all season in a final, and they've done it. They've done it. That spell in the second half. They give everyone their moment, they give themselves their moment, and they really contributed to that final. And, you know, come on, let's go on and win it.
I don't know if Jabo Ibari is here or not. He said he knows it is a bit of a jinx, so he was undecided over whether he was going to come. But he's just texted me the on fire symbols, emojis, about Carlisle United and the way they finished that half. And they're on the ball here at the start of extra time with Mellish into the midfield. Remember, they're a 4-3-3 sort of, now with Charters out as left back for them here, and he comes out to the right hand side. They're going from right to left in this second half. So the team is Senior on the right, Charters on the left. In the centre of defence, Huntington and Whelan. Holy in goal. In the midfield, Mellish along with Gibson and Moxon. Up front, Dennis, Edmondson and goal scorer Amari Patrick. 1-1 after 90 minutes. Carlisle on the attack straight away. The start of the second half. Noyle kills and then spoons it out of play for a Carlisle throw on this near side. I can already feel a hoarseness coming into my voice, Chris. I suspect there are a few hoarse voices in that horseshoe of Carlisle fans to our right.
Yep, there certainly will be tonight.
People who cannot, like, they'll ring home and to try and tell folk they can't get the train and won't be able to tell them. Clearance from Stockport again. Carlisle just having a little bit of possession in the opposition half at the start of this second half. It's momentum with Carlisle. Can Stockport find another gear again? Patrick gets on the ball on the left touchline, down the line to Charters. He clips it down the line looking for the run of Mellish, who is held well by Noyle. Good defending. A good cheat, I think they would call that, from Noyle. Just held on for that moment to stop Mellish having any chance of getting there. Possession out to 50-50. Remember, for those who like the data side of football, Carlisle unexpected goals looking better than Stockport, which in layman's terms means they've had the better chances here today. 4 on target to Stockport's 1, although Stockport have had more, 14 to Carlisle's 8. Corners, Carlisle lead on that as well. Ball over the top, finds its way to Stretton. Whelan gets up and wins the header. Kicked up, not away by Carlisle on the clearance. Stretton brings it down. Carlisle win it back. Good touch. Mellish gets it back from Charters. Steps into his man. Comes away with the ball. Threads it through. That ball out to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Ryan Edmondson. Can he get there ahead of the number 5? Think he will get there. Takes it to the left of the Stockport penalty area. Runs his foot over the ball. Over towards the corner flag. Charters coming up in support. Somehow the number 5's come away with the ball. Stockport have it. Running towards their own goal. Tied it back to the keeper. He punts it downfield. The number 5 who's come on.
Strong lad.
Neil Byrne. Almost a break on now for Hippolyte, bringing it forwards in the centre circle. Sends it out left-hand side for Stockport. Still life in them as we go into the 3rd minute of extra time in this game at Wembley, the League 2 playoff final. Out to the left with Hippolyte. Nice passing round the corner here. Looking to open Carlisle up. Hippolyte getting the shot in. What a tremendous block that is. Mellish not happy. Is it Mellish there? Not happy with Hippolyte, who crashed over the top of him. The referee saw that.
Don't think there's anything in it, to be honest, but Mellish, great block. Just hoping that the referee maybe have played on there. Just
falling in love with Paul Newton, getting a very cold drink here in this boiling Wembley Stadium just to help get us through. That's teamwork. Once again, I'd like to thank Jonathan Parr in the studio, who keeps us on air and also kept Mike Zeller on air. He's been working for us since 9 o'clock this morning, keeping all of our radio production together. Sterling effort, as it has been all season, from the unheard member of the sports team. Flicked on down the left-hand side by Carlisle. What's it go for? A Stockport throw in their right-back position. Paul Simpson looking on studiously down below. The 4th official hasn't had a great deal, has he, Simon Mather? One of Carlisle's playoff semi-final referees. I think the one on Saturday 8 days ago, actually. Neil Swarbrick in the VAR suite at Stockley Park. Not had anything to do this afternoon. I've not had any calls to make. I'm sure he's been watching everything and doing his job, as Mellish wins a great header in the midfield there. Referee might have to stop play there.
They're the little bits in games where Mellish has run the ball fairly but hit him as well, and that's when your rest of your team go, yeah, we're up for this. We're getting stronger and stronger and stronger there. That's why tackles and pushes and things like that are so important in games. Psychological digging them as well.
He cartwheeled Collar in midair. I mean, his collarbone might be under threat actually there. Genuinely, the way he landed, I'm not trying to be clever there. He came down very awkwardly, Collar, just because he was hugely out-muscled in midair by John Mellish. Seems to be holding his ribs as well, Mellish there. I don't know whether that's what happened when Hippolyte went over the top of him. Really like Hippolyte, by the way, who's come on for them. Signed from Scunthorpe, former Yeovil and Brentford man. Collar's okay. Mellish just checked on him, and he is holding that left shoulder, isn't he? That collarbone. One of their top scorers this season. I think top scorer in the squad, actually, with Wooten out injured. That's been a boon to Carlisle, Chris. He always has good games against Carlisle, doesn't he, Carl Wooten?
Yeah, There's a few players throughout the years you keep remembering, and he was one of them.
Well, scored down there in the game at Tedgley Park earlier in the season. On the ball here, Whelan out to the left touchline, and Charters, who's been at left wing back today for Carlisle. Good ball in search of Amari Patrick, who takes it on his chest. Can he get around his man? Oh, he's unfortunate. I think that'll be a throw into Stockport. Yeah, the officials have come to the right decision in the end. I don't think they were sure, but I think that was the right decision. Third of the way through the first half of extra time. 5 minutes basically. Patrick's charged down the clearance there, and Carlisle will get back onto it high up the pitch through Mellish. There was an awful spin on the ball there. Patrick gets it under control again, and then he just overbalances, charges down another clearance. Carlisle will try and block once more with Mellish, but they can't quite. Charters wins the aerial ball down the line there. Great touch from Moxon under pressure there. And the referee's given a free kick to Stockport. That's unfortunate, actually. United were trying to evade lunging tackles there and wound up tripping someone really innocuously, which is harsh on Owen Moxon, who was trying to play actually there. Possession locked at 50-50 into the 7th minute here, approaching the midway point. Oh, I think that's a dive, from Sarsfield.
Yeah, it is.
You see Moxon coming there, and the way Moxon looked at the referee there sort of summed it up. Played out to the right-hand side here with Collar, who is back on. Patrick trying to charge down Hussey, who sends the ball into the Carlisle box. United looking to win the flick on, but it goes out to the left-hand side, and they'll try and cross in here with Byrne. Gets the ball into the Carlisle penalty area. So Collar keeps it alive in there. United need to win one of these. Huntington, brilliant. Oh, and that's a really good touch from Charters. Offside. And the referee's pulled it back for offside anyway. God, that must have been some time ago. I know that they've got VAR, so they don't need to raise early, but dear me, there was a lot of defending got done there when it didn't need to be.
Yeah. Huntington said that first time in extra time for a long time last week, and mentally he knows he can do it, but at the minute the body won't be helping him out.
The only positive for him is he's had 8 days, hasn't he? But him and Hussey the same age, aren't they? I think roughly the same age, within 6 months of each other, and I think Hussey was always a more mobile player. Huntington has been phenomenal since signing for Carlisle. Phenomenal. And again today, winning a key header in there. Ball forwards for Carlisle. Edmondson looking to flick into the middle there. Patrick just not quite able to get onto the second ball. Charters nods in field. Mellish tripped as he went through there, and Carlisle have got a chance to put one into the box. Crowsdale pats Mellish on the back there, and the referee wants a word. Is the referee going to break his duck on booking one of their players? Nope. So we lead on yellows at least, 2-0. Moxon over the ball,
exact same place of the first half, isn't it? They took the free kick.
Cometh the moment, cometh the Moxon. 9th minute of extra time here at Wembley Stadium. A fitting venue for a superbly fought final. Who will win? Moxon ball swept back post, too deep, easily the keepers.
Yeah, he's got to take a little bit off it, hasn't he? He's got to aim more down the keeper's throat, a little, let the lads get across that, but he knows that.
And there was no Barkley coming across the path of the keeper, across the eye line to head home, as was in that amazing game at Brunton Park 8 days ago. Header won by the Stockport player in the Carlisle half, but Huntington there, as Huntington does, to clear. Almost broke there. Oh, that's a really, really soft free kick there to give to the Stockport man. Hussey just looking for it there. He went down looking up at the referee. He has got cramp, but that's never a free kick. Edmondson just saying that to the referee as he walked past him there. If you give him that, the game will never start again, will it? Look at this. It's the minorest of touches of knees.
They've got to switch on though, because it's extra time and sometimes the bite of it does come out of the game. You've got to make sure you concentrate.
Goalkeeper just sends it out to the right of the Carlisle penalty area. United pin, but Huntington gets out
just
there.
Just comes over and decides, I'll take this on.
They lift it forwards again, but Hussey has a wonderful left foot, Chris, as the saying goes. He's right as a swinger.
Yeah. First time I think I've seen him ever kick the ball out of play.
10 gone in the first period of extra time. 1-1. They led from the 34th till the 84th. 50 minutes of game time. Stockport were ahead. United have been level.
Careful.
For just over 15 minutes all told. As Senior tries to break. Gets it up to Charters. Someone's been fouled as they were looking to go forwards there. Lifted over the top. They'll head away. Carlisle might get the throw. McNoyle might know. It is a throw in left of that Stockport penalty area.
So you just want it away from the goal. Just get it up there and hopefully something will break. Try and get Gibson on the ball because he's had a couple of moments, hasn't he, since he came on.
I mean, we're not there yet, Chris, but can you cope with a penalty shootout to decide promotion? Can anyone? Oh. Is that where we're going? Or can Carlisle find a way? If it has to be that and Carlisle go up on penalties, then we can stomach it. But I'd rather they did it inside the next 20 minutes of football. The referee just holding up play here, well, getting something. I don't know whether it was
maybe looking at the Dennis.
Yeah, whoever nibbled at Dennis. Here comes a throw into the penalty area. Looking for the flick there. Get no feedback on what the VAR situation is there, but that might have been its first near intervention. Moxon on the ball. What can he lift into that box? Looks to just fly one into the penalty area. Keeper comes, punches. Great punch. Really good goalkeeping from Hinchliffe. Very experienced.
Go with him, Jordan.
35-year-old. Breaking down the left-hand side. Look at this play back there. What play that is. Ryan Edmondson going 40 yards down the right wing to tackle his man and launch another attack. Driving run forwards here. Senior had to evade a real lunge there from the defender and lost possession in doing so. Ball over the top. Stretton won't win that over Huntington and doesn't. They do get onto the second ball though in the midfield, and they've got a little man over here on the left. Carlisle have just got to work back here. Just box clever. Needs to be aware of Croasdale at the back post here. Charters needs to be aware of that. Headed down. Big chance. Oh, deflected again and goes behind. And it's a corner. Thank heavens that didn't deflect into the back of the net. They did work that well.
It's flying in. It was flying in.
Big moment. And Carlisle have come through it.
Yeah, they've got to be careful. That's what I said. There's a midfield runner. Just got to try and get back. Lovely little nod down, wasn't it? Tease it up. It's flying in. Thank God for that deflection off Whelan.
Yeah, they appealed for the penalty, but the referee immediately said no. Preparing to take the corner now. That was in the 102nd minute of this match. 13th minute of extra time. Corner whipped in. Holy comes a long way, gets a decent punch. Great length right into the middle of the Carlisle half. Lifted forwards into the Carlisle penalty area once more. Huntington there to win the header again. Well, that's a loose touch from Moxon off his chest. Maybe came off the angle of his sternum or something there. And Carlisle have got a man going down in there once more. Huntington, I think, probably just experience there going down while the ball's out of play and he'll sit up and say, I don't need treatment, ref. And it's just a good time for the players to have a drink. I wonder if the referee will think that. No, Chris Brunskill is coming on. Well, not him, Chris.
Yeah, it's just that, Hunting needs to take all the time he can just to get his stretchers off, get a bit of water on.
Don't tell me, it's your mate. Give him a shout out.
Yeah, I will do. A shout out to Johnny, travelling back from Mallorca, listening to Radio Cumbria. I think everyone's nerves are just put to bits now.
Yeah, frayed. Absolutely frayed. That momentum that Carlisle had going into the dying stages of the 90, Chris, and the stoppage time just has gone a little, hasn't it? It's very, very even again now. And that chance that they've just had, Croasdale so close there with that deflected wide effort, just reminded everyone that one goal will probably win this now if either side gets one. Into the final minutes of the first period of extra time. Huntington has to go off while Carlisle prepare to defend this throw-in from the middle of their half on the left. Whelan needs to get back in there, but you can see he can barely run, look. And the referee, thankfully, allowing Whelan to get back in. Here comes the throw from Stockport. Tied it back towards halfway. They'll cross into the Carlisle area, I think, from deep here with this one. Lifts it up to the edge of the box. Collar jumps, wins it against Charter. Whelan should and does get there. Takes it out of the area down the left-hand side. And then clears it well. Kept it in play. Up to Patrick, being held all the way here. Surely being held. Well done, referee. Free kick to Carlisle United.
He had to be bullied into it a little bit, though, the referee. And Simmel's right there telling him. Just taking a little... Just having a look what he's going to say now. I think he's going to try and get Mellish.
Jordan Weir, who was our pitch side reporter at Valley Parade a fortnight ago, Chris, says, how's the heart going, guys? Loving the commentary, sitting with a portable radio in Silloth. Other people getting in touch with us as well. I follow from Florida. Somebody else has been in touch. Michael being in touch with Chris here as well today. I'm sure many more of you are tweeting and texting in. We'll go through that with Paul Newton when Carlisle have been promoted. Out of play it goes. Did you see what time was added on there at the end of this period? 2 minutes time added on at the end of the 15.
I don't think there's ever been a more hooligan celebration in the press box than what me and Paul done. I genuinely thought we're out.
I honestly commentated on the goal and turned to you, and neither of you were there. I didn't know where you'd gone. Ball drops in the centre circle for Moxon, just pods it square. Oh, Charlton's just looking for that ball to Amari Patrick. He'll try again, gets it down the line. Patrick keeps it in on the left touchline here under a lot of pressure. Just wriggles off his man, buffets him, and then gives it back to Charters. Again, his clearance is charged down, and it's spun in play. And Charters has got back brilliantly, then been tripped. That was kind of...
Yeah, but he needs to the two passes were a little bit off from Charters there.
Oh, this irony here. That's a really harsh yellow actually there, Collar. I don't think he had any idea that Charters was back past him, but at least they've got a player in the book. And ironic applause from the Carlisle fans, Chris, because they have finally got one of their players booked.
I think the referee's redeeming himself a little bit, not for that booking, but I think he's, for both teams, I think he's starting to get things a bit better now. There was a stage where you thought we were hard done by a little bit, but he's certainly not been near one of the worst we've had this season. But I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
That collar chance moments ago, Chris, has meant that expected goals is even, possessions even, goals is even, corners I think is even. It's unbelievable how even this game is as the ball's sent forward. Carlisle have got a throw in the Stockport half.
Crowd ticket sales are about 100 off each other.
Yeah, that's half time. And Carlisle United
last push
have 15 minutes left on the pitch before penalties will decide who goes into League One next season. I know you've got to separate. You can't play forever, Chris. You can't come back and have a replay. But penalties seem a cruel way at the end of 49 games of football to decide who should get promoted. But then again, it's a cruel way to decide who wins the World Cup, and yet it so often has.
Yeah. It is what it is with that. But, as the game's going away from you, you're looking around and looking at all the support. And I know the players and staff would want to give them supporters just that one moment. And then they got it massively at a great time. And it looked like it wasn't going to happen just because the handball, well, whether it was handball or not, just because of the clearance off the line, you're thinking that was the chance. And a couple of chances just before half time, but they get the chance soon after and to go in that net. And your adrenaline's already buzzing off the chance before. It was just a fantastic experience being here and just turning around and just seeing everyone's arms and legs flailing around.
08000 321 333 if you want to WhatsApp us. Put Cumbria at the start of your message. 81333 after the word Cumbria to text. Tweet us to @BBC Cumbria Sport. I'd save it now for full time, guys. I don't think we're going to get through anything else here. The players just getting some running repairs down below us before going back out. It's always a quick turnover in this final half an hour, and the Stockport players going back out already. Psychologically looking to say we're ready when you're not. Who knows? Carlisle fans have left in the small hours of the morning to be here, and we'll be driving into the small hours of tomorrow to get home. The trains have been a nightmare. The buses have been a nightmare. But Carlisle so close. Thanks to Tony and Jan who are watching the game today as well. Carlisle fans listening to us on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Oh dear me. You can't get your head around it. A cup final's a cup final, isn't it? The EFL trophy, the League Cup, even if Carlisle somehow got there, but just the culmination of an entire season of league football to bring you to one game and now 15 minutes and possibly penalties to decide who is promoted. It's borderline barbaric, but that's what is in front of us. The little interval in between the two halves of extra time is over. Carlisle will attack the end with their fans at. Last time they did that in this game, they scored. Can they make that the case again here in the final 15 minutes of the League Two playoff final? We're underway. And it's Stockport who've kicked off and attacked straight away down the Carlisle end. United with a bit of defensive work to do. Stockport trying to keep it alive. United clear through Charters. Big boom into the Stockport fans on that left-hand side. 16th minute of 30. The changes just about all done. Anything left? Any penalty specialists to be got in, got off? And Stockport tried to come forward. Carlisle turn it behind and it's a corner. Stockport fans come to life. And their break down the right-hand side and the chance to get this ball in.
Got to make sure, as I said, concentration. Bodies are tired, minds are tired. Don't want to lose it off a set play. Don't want to lose it, so make sure we defend. Pick up the second ball constantly where it's dropping.
Stockport corner. Here it comes, swung in into the Carlisle penalty area. Great punch, Thomas Holy. That's nearly found halfway. Kept alive by Stockport, theoretically, but Carlisle get it further away. Gibson down the line. Headed forward by Crowsdale for Stockport. Awkward one for Senior to deal with. He's done well to get there ahead of his man. Deflection takes it back into traffic though, but Hippolyte overruns it. Carlisle throw.
Makes his own look there, Senior. He's been good today. Good performance from him.
Honestly, might just check my heart rate, you know. I don't know what it's doing at the moment. All over the place. Anyone with a heart monitor at home, why not text or tweet or WhatsApp us what yours is doing? Mine's going crackers. Ball over the top here for Carlisle. Giving chase Patrick. Jumps. Header won by Horsfall. Gibson just couldn't quite take the ball with him for that second ball. Rideau looks to pop it in behind Carlisle. They've got a man in behind with Stretton here. Gets towards the angle. Trying to find the angle for the shot from the edge of the area. Oh, what a save, Holy! It was destined for the top corner. Great spin. And strike on goal from Jack Stretton. It was flying in. And the huge Czech goalkeeper puts it behind to stop Stockport taking the lead in extra time.
Well, I can't remember him really having to make any sort of saves, but we just mentioned there his punch was fantastic, got the halfway line, but that's the moment he's been called upon, and that's what he needs to do as a keeper. Brilliant, good play from Stretton, to be honest. He's very positive, but great save from Hawley.
And their fans again really coming to life here. 107th minute, that save really was a good save. Corner to Stockport then, we're waiting for it. Here it comes, swung in at the near post. Header goes up, drops. It's surely going to be behind. It's a goal kick. Whoa.
It's a great ball in, isn't it?
Yeah, they're really hard. And even with Holy in there, Chris, you'd think, you know, Lehman would look at this and think that he should just come out and catch everything, but they pack the 6-yard area and make it impossible for him to get out there. He's done well to get to the punches. Taking his time now with the goal kick. Thomas Holy. Paul Simpson sat on the advertising hoarding down below us. Dave Challoner sat on a bucket or something down the road. The Stockport boss headed forwards, finds Stratton, took it well. Carlisle fans appeal for a handball. Senior with a good tackle, takes the ball, looks for the one over the top. Was Dennis taken out as he looked to go forward? He's not appealed. It might just have been a collision there. Charters picks up the ball on the left, middle of the Stockport half, out on the touchline, looking for the give and go with Amari Patrick. Charters takes it on again. Oh, and in the end it's tackled away. Does that go out to play? No, it stayed in play out on the right touchline. They'll try and break here. Moxon easily takes it off Sarcevic, who's really faded in this game. I say that in the hope that he doesn't come back and haunt me later for that comment. Nice passing through the midfield. Gibson gets it to Senior. Could have spun and gone forwards there. Senior has to retrieve the ball and now drive up into that Stockport half. Needs a runner in front of it. To Jordan Gibson on this right-hand side. Edmondson's made it out to in-run.
Take the ball.
Gibson just drives one across the midfield. I like that. Out to the left now for Taylor Charters. Can he swerve one into that Stockport penalty area? Lifts one towards the back post. Dennis trying to get there. Drops to Edmondson. Inside the box. Gets the shot away. Well blocked there by the defender. Picked up on the right by Senior. Just Carlisle really struggled with the technique there, just couldn't quite get what he wanted on the ball, and behind it goes for a goal kick.
No, unlucky, but when we pass it like that, Stockport are suddenly in trouble, they back off. And it's just when it ricochets there, it's a good block on the Edmondson chance.
You know what we didn't manage to do enough in the first period of extra time is get Jordan Gibson on the ball.
Yeah, as soon as he came on, he made it well, he kept it, he manipulated it.
Made things happen, didn't he? 21st minute of 30 extra time. Sent by their goalkeeper into the Carlisle half, headed away Huntington. Gibson looks like he might just get there ahead of his man, plays it well down the line, finds Ryan Edmondson. He fancies a bit of his man. Oh, great tackle, Hippolyte. Nothing wrong with that, but Carlisle do get the throw in. Great tackle, Hippolyte. Carlisle fans wanted something there.
Yeah, it's a good one. Ball on man, and the lad goes over. Always a good one. Needs Dennis just to come a little. Oh no, but Jordan's not taking the throw in now.
Yeah, does afford Carlisle a bit of an opportunity to grind down a bit more of that clock. Coming to the end of the 6th minute in the second period of extra time, the 21st. Start to struggle with the maths of it all when you're trying to work out what it is. What are we in now? The 111th minute. Ball down the right touchline for Carlisle. Senior chests it down, passes inside, finds Gibson on the edge of the box. It was a clever ball to Edmondson on this right hand side. Checks when he could have maybe worked out the angle to cross, gets to the byline, gets a corner. Well done, Ryan Edmondson. And look at him geeing up those Carlisle fans, and they rise in unison to meet him. That EFL tagline, "It all ends here," once again rings true, and it flashes up on the advertising boards around us here. This is it. This is the season. Everything comes down to this. Moxon over the corner. 22nd minute in extra time. Carlisle 1-1 with Stockport. Moxon drills it near post. Flick! Oh, did it turn onto the underside of the bar and cleared away? Dennis then fires it right across the 6-yard line, and it's behind for a goal kick. Don't know what that hit. Trying to watch the replay here, and Dennis took an excellent shot on goal there on the follow-up. Hinchliffe, I think, saves it onto the underside of the bar there. I'm looking for another replay.
Great save. Good ball in. Dennis makes the front
post run, comes in, glances across it. The keeper, oh, what a save. That's going right in the top corner, and Edmondson was there. Fantastic save from Hinchliffe. That was the goal. That was the game. Their goalkeepers kept it out. Wonderful near post save. That is fantastic goalkeeping. Unfortunately. Ball through the middle. Carlisle wants it to go through to Hawley, and it does.
Good talking. Hawley must have shouted, and he came out and collected, calms everything down.
One of the better saves I've seen this season, that from their keeper.
Save. Everyone's playing their part. Seniors, looking really strong.
In a moment like that, to pull that out, Chris, to be so switched on as a goalkeeper. Definitely had more of the two keepers to do, is Ben Hinchliffe. They're trying to break away. Carlisle with a good strong tackle, and now Senior with a bit of space to get into. Has Gibson inside. Fancy's trying to take on Hippolyte. Always let the ball get away from him.
It's hard. The surface seems hard now to carry the ball with pace.
What's everyone got left in the tank? 7 minutes. Plus any stoppages left in this League Two season. Can one of these teams strike the winning blow, or will it be decided by penalties? Throw down the right, but no, it's not. It's just thrown down the right. Sarcevic, who's become anonymous, has gone off to be replaced by Connor Evans, Chris, who scored the late equaliser at Brunton Park in the 2-2 draw.
Yeah, you probably want Sarcevic to stay on, to be honest, because he's kind of a passenger. The game's, find it tough with the time he's in, but probably a good penalty taker if it did go to that. Let's come on.
Throw into Patrick from Senior on the right touchline, middle of the Stockport half, down the line to Patrick, sidesteps his man, gives it back to Senior, lets it run under his foot, spins nicely over the ball and gets away down the right hand side. Great pass inside to Patrick, had his pocket picked. Moxon with a nice driven ball out to the left hand side now for Taylor Charters, the advanced left back. Fancy's running at collar down the left hand side, opens his legs into the area, gets the cross in, it's shanked slightly, and why didn't that one loop over the blooming goalkeeper into the back of the net?
Good play, Charters. Do it again.
Saw Shevchenko score one of those for Milan about 30 years ago and claim he meant it. I'm sure Charters could have dined off that one for years if that had gone in, but it didn't. Towards the last 5 minutes we go. Huntington steps forward and wins the header. Picked up by Horsfall. Opposite number down the pitch, lost it in. Huntington steps forwards and wins. Gibson sidesteps his man, holds his man off, keeps driving down the right touchline here. Man coming over. Can Gibson get past him? Has he kept the ball in play? Brilliant football from Huntington. Finds Edmondson on the right hand side. Goes back into the midfield where Moxon's on the ball. Back to Gibson. Oh, he's just got a bit excited down that touchline. Maybe run out of gas. Moxon's gone down, stretching out his hamstrings.
Yeah, he's trying to flick it round the corner. But Edmondson maybe could have put the ball in the area at one point.
The 116th minute of this match. Players struggling with fatigue, injuries. Just the sun, the pressure, the moment, the glory. Who's got what left? Header in the midfield by Carlisle. Stockport return it. Mellish battling for it. Their man wanted it more and won it. Drops. They've got the break on. A mini break into the Carlisle half now with Collar. Needs a man going outside him, and Noyle's providing that. Moxon comes out to tag Collar. Great tackle. Carlisle have suddenly got a mini break on here. Down the left-hand side. Running one-on-one here against the number 5. Can he get around him here? And Maury Patrick steps inside here. Up towards the edge of the area. Goes outside. The 5 got back with a great tackle, Neil Byrne. Good experienced defender. Now they'll try and break down the right because Carlisle had committed men forwards. Trying to get back in. Taylor Charters pushes his man back. Tries to stop the cross. Hold his ball all day long.
Yeah, I don't mind Patrick trying it, but gonna try and get through them there. A lot of our lads down now. Mellish, I think his hamstring's gone. Moxon's coughs.
117th minute at a boiling hot Wembley Stadium. 23 degrees now inside here. The Premier League final round of fixtures 24 minutes away from getting underway. Ball over the top for Carlisle. Stockport head clear. Up towards halfway. Flick further on. Might just break to their forwards here. Stretton goes down. The referee saying absolutely not as he appeals. Senior can burn forwards again down the right here for Carlisle, but he needs someone to pop up in front. Edmondson's given him the ball, but too late. He turns inside to Moxon. Round the corner pass finds Gibson. Given goes on with Edmondson. If Jordan Gibson can make that run, Edmondson might try and go out to win here. Runs at the byline. Gets another corner, Ryan Edmondson. Great defensive play from Hussey, but Carlisle will be happy with the corner. The 118th minute at Wembley Stadium.
This will win it.
If you can strike now, there'll be no time to respond. Have Carlisle got one last moment of glory in this glorious season of live football on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport? It's hero territory now. Moxon over the corner. The homegrown midfield maestro. Huntington up. Here it comes. Moxon drift in towards goal. Keeper caught it easily. Worst corner of the afternoon, probably. Just floated in and the keeper couldn't miss.
Yeah, I think if he goes for absolute whip, his calf's probably going to pop as well. But
got back into position well with their goalkeeper taking his time. Takes us into the 119th minute of the match. Just over the top. Huntington,
careful.
Gibson hooks over his shoulder, finds Edmondson. Great control under a lot of pressure. Free kick Carlisle on halfway.
Brilliant Edmondson, getting his body there in the way of the ball.
Hussey running away with the ball and throwing it away. Ref not interested, but then again, with 90 seconds left, why would he be? Who wants to get involved? Carlisle, free kick on halfway. All over the pitch, players in red and blue, struggling now with the trauma this game's wrought on their bodies. Over the free kick, Moxon. They're lined up on the edge of the D. Flighted into the Stockport penalty area. Headed away. Patrick brings it down. Left of the box. Forced wide by Noyle. Can he get out and meet the ball and keep possession for Carlisle? Charters tries to stab it round the corner. Finds Whelan. It's potentially off there. Down the left. Carlisle get the cross in towards goal. Turned away by Collar. Carlisle throw. Linesman not getting involved. Middle of their half. We're in the final minutes of extra time. Just whatever time added on there is. And Mellish is it Mellish gone down over there?
Whelan, maybe.
Could be Whelan. Skelton saying get up, I think.
No, I think he's saying no one to come on. He just needs a quick stretch.
Well, he's back up, and Carlisle have got the throw. You don't want him to be your last line of defence, though, Chris, if he can hardly walk. Final 20 seconds. of 120 minutes of football. 49 games plus extra time. Can this be separated or will it be penalties? Into the area. Stockport clear. And again. Drops to Carlisle with Gibson. Oh, he ran into his own player. Stockport will try and break out here. Probably in foul territory here. Need to stop Stockport getting out. They've got a bit of momentum as they look to come forward. Diagonal ball across midfield. 1 minute time added on. Huntington heads away. Wholly a bit slow to get there. Whelan gets it further away. We're into that minute's time added on. We're heading towards penalties. Stockport have already won one shootout in these playoffs. Great tackling back from Amari Patrick. What will it be? I think it's a free kick.
Goal kick.
Or a goal kick, right. 40 seconds to go, and this goal kick will probably ebb most of it away. Our turnover and the final note of the 2022-23 season will be the penalty shootout page in my notepad. Because it looks like we're heading there for promotion into League One. Goal kick downfield. Full time. The fate, the future, the hopes and dreams of these two teams will be decided by spot kicks. The next significant thing will be which end it's at, be it the Carlisle end or the Stockport. Then who's going first? What do you need, Chris? What do you need as a player? What do you want there?
I thought you meant what do I need personally?
You need the toilet?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you crack on. But what we'll decide in a minute. We'll see what the referee does. Maybe Paul Newton will talk to me about what he'd like for the penalty shootouts as Lummy makes a mad dash for the facilities here at Wembley Stadium. What an afternoon. What an effort from Carlisle United. 49 games of football haven't thoroughly been able to decide who makes it up into League One. Carlisle not played in League One since their relegation in 2014. Stockport haven't been up there since 2010. But Carlisle haven't had a promotion of any sort since Paul Simpson took them up in 2006. The second of two back-to-back promotions under the Cumbrian manager who's back with Carlisle now. Can he repeat the feat 3 seasons running, 3 full seasons running, of course, across 17 years? Please talk for 5 minutes, Paul, while I try not to pass out.
You might be lucky to get 5 seconds here. This is... how can anybody say they enjoy playoff football?
I actually genuinely wonder what this game has been like for a neutral, because it's felt so dramatic watching it in commentary here, but I just don't know whether it was that dramatic or not.
Yeah, when you get so invested in the team, obviously, it's a very different experience, isn't it, to be sitting here watching this, to know that all that entire season's work is going to rest on possibly 5 penalty kicks. But just watching some of those United players in the closing stages of that game of extra time, Chris, I mean, there's some walking wounded out there. John Mellish hasn't been able to run for about 10 minutes. He's basically hobbled his way through that second period of extra time. There's some really, really tired bodies, and I think probably penalties have come at a right time, a good time, if you like, for Carlisle.
Yeah, I think if it went on any longer, we just, as you say, some players have put everything into it. It's not just the game as well, it's the whole week leading up to it. It's the adrenaline, coming back out of you, it's this energy sapping, as Paul mentioned earlier in the week, it's the tickets. Honestly, getting your tickets for your family and sorting all that sort of stuff out and stressing where they are, it does take a hell of a lot out of you. But both teams, you know, they've been even all season, and it's proved that today. Unfortunately for one of them, it's going to come down to penalties that they're going to miss out. What a way to win it though, so hopefully we can go on. I mean, if you play at Stockport, you're looking at Thomas Holy in goal. For Thomas, does he go the same way every time and hope that, you know, one of their players is putting it that way? I don't know. There'll be a hell of a lot of psychology in it, but there'll be a lot of research, so we just got to hopefully please win this.
2 huge saves from Thomas Holy as well during the game, which has kept you.
And that'll get him in the right frame of mind for this. This will really set him up for it really. But the keeper, their keeper made a great one as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
who are the 5 penalty takers then? Let's have a guess.
2 captains in the middle. Let's just watch that, because
who do you think, Chris?
I think Moxon,
Moxon,
Dennis has
Patrick,
got the one.
Dennis.
Stockport County have got the toss. He's going to be at the Stockport end these penalties.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, but don't just screw your head. You've got to win it on pens anyway. You know, sometimes it's hard going that way, and then you see people you know.
So it's at the Stockport end in the sunshine. The Carlisle players break out their huddle and go over to their fans and say, come on, be with us, we need you now. In front of all those Stockport fans to our left in the sunshine. I suspect the players might have preferred it to have been in the shade actually down here, but Stockport's fans will be happy that the penalties are down that end away to our left. It does at least mean, Chris, we'll be able to see all the numbers and know who's taking what penalty here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. A new page that I've quickly turned into a penalty shootout notebook. Arts and craft was never my strong point, and that is pretty shambolic, to be honest, but it'll do. That grid's gonna get the job done. So they won the toss. It looks like it will be Stockport to go first, and is it Evans to take? It is going to be Evans who comes down to take the number 7 for Stockport on in the second half. Scored in the 2-2 draw in the league at Brunton Park, the late goal that got them a point when United looked like they might go on and win the game. Evans versus Holy then. Places the ball on the spot. Holy, just a little bit of the Emi Martinez going over the far side there. I think their goalkeeper Hinchliffe saying, go and get in your goal, mate. My guy's ready to go. And I suspect Holy's saying, yeah, I know, pal. What do you think I'm doing? Holy comes into the middle. This is it, Carlisle fans. This will decide it. Everything you've invested financially and emotionally into this season. Holy needs to get back in his goal. Massive 6'9" Czech goalkeeper. Evans to take the penalty then for Stockport. The first of the spot kicks to decide who wins promotion. Up steps Evans, scores 1-0 to Stockport. And it's going to be Christian Dennis, Carlisle's top goal scorer. And listen to the boos down that end. This is where he needs the Carlisle fans to try and out-shout those Stockport fans. Holy goes and gives him the ball. Dennis against Hinchliffe, the veteran goalkeeper. Had a really good game, including that magnificent save late on against Dennis, so we might not have even needed penalties. The former Fylde, Derby, Oxford, Tranmere, Preston goalkeeper Hinchliffe. Nowhere near the size of Holy, but still looks big in that goal at 6'1". Dennis against him. It's a long run up out into the D. Here he comes, Christian Dennis for Carlisle United. Scores 1-1 in the shootout after one penalty each. Next up for them, it's the number 17, the second. No, it's Ryan Rydell, the left back, coming forwards to take this one, Chris. Interesting. And a centre mid and a left back taking the penalties for Stockport. Carlisle's top scorer leading the way for them. No waiting for the fifth penalty glory from Christian Dennis. 22-year-old Ryan Rydell coming forwards. One goal this season for them, signed from Fleetwood in the summer. Thomas Holy, the referee, saying, get in your goal or I'm going to book you. Holy just trying to get into the head of the Stockport players. Rydell then with a chance. Second penalty for Stockport. Here he comes for them. Save! Thomas Holy to his right, saves it. Now as the goalkeeper, is the referee happy? Yes, it counts. So Carlisle have the chance. Or is he? He's just getting some word in his ear there. I think he is. Yes, it is a save. God, with VAR here, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's John Mellish now for Carlisle United, and the chance for the mini break. Mellish for Carlisle to put them 2-1 up in the penalty shootout and the break for a place in League One. Here he comes, John Mellish against Hinchliffe, thunders it home. Carlisle 2-1 up after two penalties apiece. Next, Miles Hippolyte for Stockport. Holy the hero at the moment.
commentary team have abandoned me again. Hippolyte, listen to the boos from the Carlisle fans in the horseshoe to our right. Can you cope with this pressure, Carlisle fans? Hippolyte to take, Holy on the edge of the 6-yard area again, coasting and floating very close to the wire. The referee will almost certainly book him if he doesn't retreat soon. Back he goes towards his goal line. Miles Hippolyte against Carlisle United. Here he comes, the number 22, finds the bottom corner. It's 2-2, but Carlisle, remember, with that mini break. And it's Ryan Edmondson to take the next penalty, to put Carlisle 3-2 up again after 3 penalties. It is fascinating drama. I love watching a penalty shootout when it's not my team, Chris. It's awful, this.
It's horrendous. That's why I've got nothing for you, to be honest.
Ryan Edmondson, a stop-start season, but when he's been on, he's been good. Can he be great? Steps out from the ball, it's a short run-up. Hinchliffe in the middle of the goal to put Carlisle 3-2 up after 3 penalties. In the League Two playoff final, Ryan Edmondson steps up and rolls it so calmly into the bottom corner. Hinchliffe sat flat and could only watch it go by. 3 rounds of penalties, Carlisle lead. If this one is missed by the substitute Jack Stretton, the former Carlisle man, Carlisle can score the next penalty to win. Stretton for Stockport, the former Carlisle man, stepping up. Holy big in his goal, the referee taking no more nonsense, he's back on his goal line. Stretton against Holy, if he saves this, Carlisle are nearly there. Stretton for Stockport then, in front of the Stockport fans, top corner. It's a great penalty. And so we go on into the 4th round of penalties. Is this Owen Moxon now for Carlisle United?
Great pen, Stretton.
Yeah, really good penalty. Owen Moxon, the local boy, the hero. Holy's made the save. If Carlisle just score all their penalties, they'll win, they'll go up. Moxon the next. If he scores this, Stockport must score the next penalty or Carlisle will have won promotion. Owen Moxon against Hinchliffe for Carlisle United on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports. Moxon, top corner, fantastic penalty. Stockport must score. Will Collar must score or Carlisle are going up. Holy against Collar. I can barely stand up. This is the moment. Holy's gone for a drink. Comes into the middle of his goal again. Will Collar must score or Carlisle will play in League One next season. Holy in the goal for glory on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. He scores. He scores. It's 4-4, but Carlisle have the chance, and it's Taylor Charters running forwards to take the penalty for Carlisle, to take them up. The Cumbrians will go up if he scores this because of the Holy save. So much pressure on his young shoulders. Taylor Charters, BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, this is it. One kick from League One. If Charters scores, Carlisle are going up. Here he comes. Taylor Charters scores! Carlisle are going up for the first time in 17 years. Carlisle have won promotion at Wembley Stadium. The home of English football is the home of Cumbrian promotion. The players celebrate, the fans in raptures. All of the dressing comes out to pronounce Carlisle United the League Two playoff final winners. They will go up. There'll be no more League Two football. Carlisle will play in League One next season. And you heard it all on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. The most dramatic of ways to do it. 49 games of football, extra time and penalties. Holy with the save from Rydell and Taylor Charters scoring the winning penalty. They have done it.
I don't know what you want from me. Unbelievable. Charters as well, the local lad as well. There's Moxon getting right over to his mates. Absolutely milk it. Remember it.
Inject it into your veins, Carlisle fans. All of the heartache. 9 years outside of English football's third tier. 17 years since the class of 2006 took your team up into League One in those great Fred Story days. Paul Simpson is a magician. But massive, massive credit must go to the board of Carlisle United for having the guts to go and try and bring him back, to bring these times back. The players on the pitch in tears waving to their families. Callum Guy, Paul Huntington, John Mellis with his hands on his head. I don't think he can quite believe what has happened. Taylor's Charters with the winning penalty. They all scored. 5-4, the one mistake from Rydal of Stockport, and Carlisle capitalised. An absolute textbook penalty shootout. As good as it gets from the penalty spot for Carlisle United. And they are in League One next season. I cannot quite comprehend it, Chris. I know that's what we came here for, but I still can't believe it.
You actually don't think it's going to happen, do you? Here we go.
The massive League Two playoff final trophy is being brought out. That won't be the one that Paul Huntington lifts up shortly. Step Up, again, is another of the EFL hashtags for this game. And We Stepped Up is being brought out, and Carlisle will step up behind that shortly. The players go over towards their fans. And Gala Freed from Desire plays around Wembley Stadium, which is fitting because that is the tune that our producer Steve Bell put under the highlights of that playoff semi-final win against Bradford, and it's playing again around here. It is the soundtrack to Carlisle United's promotion from League Two. Freed from Desire. Flags, scarves, limbs, torsos,
tears. Look at that around us here. Wonderful scenes in the Carlisle end. Commiseration to those Stockport fans. They made great noise. The team has made great strides following their promotion into League Two. But this is Carlisle's day. This city belongs to Cumbria. Who cares what happens on the final day of the Premier League season? League Two has finished with Carlisle no longer in League Two. Joe Garner comes and pumps his fist over towards the fans down below us in this section of the Carlisle fans. This horseshoe still packed, the Stockport fans understandably thinking about their way home now and how to get back and how to get over their disappointment. But just look at the scenes in that away end. I wonder when Wembley will clear. I wonder if they'll be free for the next international or whether they'll still be in there partying. They're brought back over down in front of us now where they'll do some early interviews and then they'll line up on that platform that's been built in front of the stand at this Carlisle end here. There'll be medals, there'll be the trophy. Paul Huntington, who's come home, having once been a villain amongst the Carlisle fans, a hero now, the captain who led Carlisle United out of League Two. Paul Simpson, embraced by his staff down below us. Colin Nixon, the kit man for Carlisle United, fist pumping up towards the Royal Box. Paul Newton's having a rave to our left. The team that were out on Wembley way earlier, Mike, Duncan and Steve, just wrapped with the joy of watching those Carlisle fans away to our right. Thomas Holy with his hands on his head. Mick Kelly as well down there, the goalkeeper who's kept him on his toes all season. Holy's just been interviewed out on the pitch here by the TV broadcasters. The man who saved the penalty that made it happen. That save, it was a great save as well from Rydal, wasn't it?
Everyone's played their part, everyone. And you know what penalties as well. Never even got near the keeper. Fantastic.
By the way, Joe Costin might be on tonight. Who knows? I don't know how long his show runs until, but it was supposed to be starting in 2 minutes. We'll be getting reaction, don't you worry about it. We'll be down into the mix zone. I'll be heading down just as soon as this trophy has been lifted aloft on the pitch here at the hallowed Wembley Stadium. The scene of England's Euros victory last summer. The scene of England nearly doing it on penalties the summer before. has now become the scene of Carlisle United winning a playoff final, their first ever EFL playoff final, and they've won it on penalties. And you just go back to that 10 minutes before the end of the 90, Chris, when they showed such bravery, such guts to go out and go after the game when it was in danger of slipping away from them.
Honestly, that's the best bit about it. They've turned up and they've won how they've played all season as well, with a hell of a lot of balls, courage, whatever you call it. Stepped up, went under. Teams go under in playoff finals if they go 1-0 down. Not this team, they just kept going. Penalties, what? Every single penalty was on the button, wasn't it? What fantastic performance from Carlisle. Thoroughly deserved, but you're right, a big opponent in Stockport who are quality. But that is it, we're up.
The players come down below us here at Wembley Stadium. I'm not exactly sure what the protocol is here, whether they go up into the royal box or whether they go just out onto that platform over there and lift the trophy aloft. Paul Gerrard having a hug with someone down on the touchline there, down below us. All of the TV coverage sort of dictates what happens here. I think they are coming up into the royal box here at Wembley Stadium. Up they come. They'll be out on the We Stepped Up platform shortly. We've got our eyes on this though here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports, as the players come up to lift up their medals and their trophy. And we can watch it on the screen down in front of us. Owen Moxon's being interviewed on the television cameras at the moment as the Carlisle players go up into that royal box. The heroes, 17 years of waiting for Carlisle United, the longest run in the EFL, is over. They have gone up. Chris Lunsden's disappeared again. Paul Newton's here, but he can't speak. I'm looking down to see the Carlisle players going along. I think they're going up into the tier above us. Morgan Feeney and Paul Huntington are arm in arm as they go up into the royal box, preparing. I think they go up above us here. I think they're in the tier just above our heads here. Owen Moxon's being released from the interview that he's on to go and join his colleagues going up to lift that trophy up above us here. I can commentate on it by the screen in front of me. The Carlisle players just filing up the stairs now and across the tier in front of us to go and collect their medals and hold that trophy aloft in the most famous box, in the most famous stadium here in English football. All of the photographers with their eyes trained up, the TV cameras as well, in towards that royal box where the Carlisle players are preparing. They're just being held back now. Joe Garner's stripped off back into his kit. Morgan Feeney's not done the full kit nonsense and dressed himself in his Carlisle outstrip. He's staying just in his Carlisle training gear because he wasn't on there today. He's not that sort, is he, Morgan Feeney? But all the heroes of the 2022-23 season just currently being held up. Now they're allowed to go up into the top of the stand, led by Huntington and Feeney. Up they go into that royal box where they will be presented with the League Two trophy. They'll raise it up there to a cacophony of applause around us, and then they'll take it out onto the pitch to celebrate in front of the fans. Gavin Skelton, Amari Patrick's got his amazing hair down around his shoulders. Shots looking into crying Carlisle fans. I can see some of my friends in there. I can see Louise Davidson and Holly Davidson, the wife and daughter of Stu Davidson, who once brokered a sponsorship deal between Carlisle United and Virgin Trains. I can see Andrew Jenkins in the stand now, high-fiving John Mellish, hugging Morgan Feeney. Paul Simpson up as well, behind his two captains, with hugs for those in that royal box. Jackie Simpson, I'm sure, will be in there nearby. He was on 5 Live this morning with Helen Skelton, talking about what it will be like. Who does she celebrate with? Who does she commiserate after it? Well, it's Jake Simpson who needs the hug tonight. It's his Stockport team who lose out on the day, because Paul Simpson's Carlisle United are promoted. In Paul's last 3 full seasons as a Carlisle manager, he has won 3 consecutive promotions. What about that? A hug there for Jackie. Dominic Simpson comes in for a high five with his dad, the star of the Book of Mormon on the West End. Joe Simpson, an EFL official, with a high five for his dad as well. What a family they are. I thought The Nevilles would be the most amazing family I'd ever heard of, with Phil and Gary Neville playing for England and Tracy Neville playing netball for England. Nigel Clibbins gets a hug there from Paul Simpson up on that royal balcony. The Carlisle players all dancing up on the edge of that royal box. I can see the trophy being held by one of the people from the EFL behind Owen Moxon at the moment. Paul Simpson looking down the line. They're just under starters' orders here from the TV cameras. The trophy to be passed into them momentarily then here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, and it's lifted. Moxon and Feeney and Huntington hold it aloft. Carlisle have won the League 2 playoff final. They will play in League 1 next season. The trophy lifted aloft. Otto knows a million voices rings around us here in Wembley Stadium, and it feels a bit like that at the Cumbrian end away to our right as the trophy is passed down the Carlisle players. Moxon has a go on it. Next up, John Mellish. What a game to come back, what a way to do it. Paul Simpson just looking out over Wembley Stadium and soaking it all in. It took him 17 years to get this promotion from his last with Carlisle. He's probably thinking if it's another 17, he probably won't have another as it goes through Garner to Patrick, the League 2 trophy. Up above us here, Patrick onto Christian Dennis, who came on to great effect. Next up to raise it aloft is Ryan Edmondson, then Callum Guy, Steve Papp, John Nixon from that board of Carlisle directors who weaved and worked the magic that got Paul Simpson back here. Lord Clark of Windermere as well alongside them there in that box. The trophy goes via the players and it's working its way down to Paul Simpson at the end, who's just looking on his usual calm self, but he's the Cheshire Cat at the end as the trophy nears him. Held up by Joel Senior, and next up Paul Simpson to hold it aloft. Here it comes and up it goes. He works it through the air like Jurgen Klopp, fist pumping the Kop at Anfield. What a day for Carlisle United, a long time coming. He takes it over and gives it to Andrew Jenkins, who raises it aloft as well in that royal box, and then he gives it back down to the players. It and they will work their way down onto the pitch here. There's a massive 20-foot trophy out on the pitch behind the stage set up that Carlisle will be photographed in, and you'll be seeing on social media for days to come, along with all of the signs of the players once again lifting the trophy above their head. Corey Whelan on this occasion. You just cannot take your eyes off it. You cannot stop thinking about all the years that have gone without Carlisle doing this. Keith Curle's great team, so close in 2017, but robbed by the left foot somehow of Jack Stacey at Exeter, missing out on that playoff final. Chris Lumsden's team back in 2008, just 2 years on from that previous promotion, so close against Leeds, but seen off over the two legs. Now Carlisle wait no longer. There are tears all over the place. I'm utterly deserted in this press box. My colleagues are just off, I don't know whether they're crowd surfing or not. I'm looking for Chris Lumsden down below us. You just cannot comprehend what it feels like on a day like this. Looking around those thousands of fans, not an empty seat that wasn't empty from kickoff in this horseshoe of Carlisle fans in the wonderful, mesmerising theatre that is Wembley Stadium. Wembley is a day for winners, said Paul Simpson coming into this game, and it's a lonely place for losers, said Paul Huntington. Well, they know how to do it, and they've done it. A place for winners, Chris Lumsden. Nice to have you back. I've nearly lost my voice. What was it like looking up at the players lifting that trophy up in the royal box there? Friends, colleagues.
Unbelievable, but as well looking round, just absolute sea of blue and all the funny thing about Carlisle, you kind of know everyone now, don't you? And you're just seeing everyone you know down at Wembley. And you're right what you said, like, you want it to happen and you believe it can happen, but you just, there's something in you just thinks, you know, whatever happens, we'll go home and we'll be proud. But to go home when we've won it, we're just going to float home. It doesn't matter how you get home, you're just going to float home now, and won't even sink in for a few days. But what an achievement, and what a few days this is going to be for them lads. Honestly, that
Mark Henry
will go over in a blur, but they'll enjoy it, and they thoroughly deserve to enjoy it.
Mark Hemingway, E-I-E-I-E-I-O, up the Football League we go, and a picture inside the boozer where he's watching the game this afternoon of the fans jumping up. Stuart Scott says, fantastic result, wonderful commentary. Just a great day for Carlisle. Look at the picture of baby Grogu celebrating the goal for Mandalorian fans on there. Watching on iFollow from Mexico. Crack my first can at 9:30 a.m. Come on, you Blues. Paul Simpson is a god. Chris to at BBC Cumbria Sport. Well done, Carlisle. Well done, James, Chris, Paul, Mike, Duncan, Steve. Brilliant presenting, all of you. Have a few drinks. Massive love, Christine. Our community reporter Ben made a fair play to the team with the commentary all the way through that. So tense listening, couldn't stop sweeping the drive to get rid of the nervous energy. Phil, 1:30 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. Can't go to bed. Well done, boys. Fantastic penalties. Where do you want the statue, says Carlisle King Paul to Paul Simpson. Right next to Hughie McElmoyle, I would say. Martin Lewis, Carlisle have done it. I love you, Carlisle United, says David pre-2008. Tuning out now, K Sarah. Blues rock. Everyone rocks, so says Chris, getting in touch with us as well. Oh, I'm just struggling to read through all the text and tweet, waiting for the players to come back down below us. I'm not sure. I think they're still celebrating in the Royal Box. They'll go down onto the pitch. I will be going down to bring you reaction at some point once they get down into the mix zone. That may take a little while. You'll well understand, Carlisle fans. The Carlisle players at the moment probably don't even know, Chris, what planet they're on, do they?
Nah, honestly, as you say, it'll sink in a bit, but they just go and enjoy it now. Enjoy every single minute. I think Paul Huntington was doing what he probably didn't. He's had it at Preston, but he was really soaking up. He was just staring into the crowd. What an achievement. And you know, he'll never forget this. No one will ever forget this. You know, it's the best way to go up, isn't it? You want to win titles and get it done quick. But if you're going to go up this way. You just... Spells in the match, you thought, is it going to be all day? Maybe not. But then, as I said, to fight and fight and fight, and the penalties were just from another level.
Ali Ross has just been on, says flipping marvellous, so pleased for all concerned, especially Simo and the family. I think the Carlisle players are making their way back down now, so they'll be up on that stage in front of us. Never gave up, very proud, great commentary, so says Anonymous, getting in touch with us on WhatsApp.
On my point, it was really poor commentary, I've got to admit. It was a shambolic effort from me.
That is Mal getting in touch. Stephen from Egremont, I've just kissed my late brother's photograph. Like myself, big Carlisle fan. On with the deck chair, boys. Welcome, Yam. Another one here says, we feel it, Lummy and James. I remember walking out Brunton Park after the Port Vale game when the club was just about dead. The Lord Simpson was brought back. This is a jubilation that the club deserves. That's Campo from Hale. Well done, Carlisle. Fully deserved in the playoffs. Shame I missed the derbies. Manny a Barrow fan and a Cumbrian. That's fair play to you, Manny. Stephen from Egremont, let's rock. Mike Carlisle United on that brilliant result. Not neutral, even though I live in Barrow, Cumbria fan through and through. However, never watched football, no interest, but haven't missed a minute of this. Glued to the radio. The dog's crossing her legs, says Gina, getting in touch with us this evening. The players are back out down below us. They're about to get lined up on the platform for even more celebrations. They've just gone back over to the fans, to their white. Joe Garner comes over to fist pump in their direction here in this horseshoe. None of them are going home. Haven't any of them got trains or cars to get to? They just don't care. Thomas Holy's got a Carlisle flag sarong on down below us. In fact, it's a Czech flag that he's got around him. The Carlisle United number one, who saved that penalty in the shootout from Rydell of Stockport. The crucial moment, you would say, although some would argue that was Taylor Charters with the winning penalty. They're lining up behind the board and in front of the board now for final photos here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. And then I'll be off down into the mix zone to bring you more here as the champagne starts to flow. Someone, I think it's Jamie Devitt, is it, just took a face full from some of the players behind that stand there. The EFL folk are trying to get them behind it so they can get a picture that says, we stepped up, Chris. Who will step up was the tagline today, where it all ends here, and it was those Carlisle United players.
Yeah, honestly, what a performance. As Sim will probably say, you know, you're 1-0 down in the final, they can get hold of you, but they didn't. They just kept going and going.
There it goes. There go the streamers. There go the celebrations. Morgan Feeney's just been utterly doused in champagne. Paul Simpson's nearly been swallowed up by the streamers landing around him. Somebody might have to dig him out from down there. The Carlisle players dancing, and the tune is a Cumbrian one. Carlisle United have won the League Two playoff final, but they are no longer a League Two team.
Unbelievable. You know, you even forget about that sort of thing, just caught up in it all. But just watching Simo grab that champagne, he'll have a hell of a lot tonight, and he deserves it. And honestly, this is what the outcome we needed. You know, everyone travelling down, everyone paying their money, everyone getting here by hook or by crook, and then getting rewarded. But the players, staff, thoroughly deserve it.
What about this? Stephen from Egmont says, I'm in tears. Well done, Simo and the team. Give Simo freedom of the city of Carlisle, says Ronnie at Morton Park. And fantastic game, fantastic commentary. That's from Paul Huntington's gran-in-law Gwen in Whitehaven. Wow. Well, many thanks for that, those of you getting in touch with us. They're all off, the Carlisle players, to celebrate with the fans and just go around and soak up the atmosphere. Some of them will get dragged now, having done all of the TV interviews, down into the mix zone. And so that's where I'm off to now to try and bring you some reaction. Over to you, Paul Newton. Just pick up from that if you can.
How can you follow that? As a piece of theatre, Chris, as a piece of drama, I mean, we watch it on the television and you don't get fully emotionally invested when it's not your team involved, but when it is your team involved, and you've been doing this job for a long time, you've played for this football club, you were part of the football team, the Carlisle team that was last promoted 17 years ago, for it to go to penalty kicks and for a local boy to get the winner as well, just incredible.
Yeah, it just, everything about today has just started off on the right foot, and you just had an inkling, and I know we lost. The only thing we didn't win was the toss of the coin for the penalties, but it didn't matter. You know, some great penalties from both teams, but Thomas made the all-important save, and Taylor Charters, fair play to you, because he's relied on the keeper going the wrong way, and he's just slotted it, not in the corner, but just to the left of it, and what a feeling for us. So imagine the feeling for him and the players as well. Honestly, what a time to watch this game, and as you say, being part of the club and now commentating on it and seeing some dark days, just this is what you were praying for today, for an outcome that we deserve. And Stockport would have deserved it too. They're a good team and a good club, but it was our time, and just so over the moon for everyone that we've got up there.
How many times have you said it, Chris, that you've ended seasons in other teams' grounds when they've celebrated going up, and you've had those long drive homes with James and say, you know, why can't it be us? One day, why can't it be us? Well, today's that day, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been miles off it, haven't we? Miles and miles off it. But we got closer and closer. Probably happened ahead of schedule as well, but we'll take it. A monumental effort from Paul, Gav, all the lads, the board. Just, you know, when you sit down and think about it and you go against other teams we've been up against, to get that win, it's just absolutely fantastic. And they're going to celebrate long and hard, and so they should, and so should all the supporters as well.
We've got Mike Zeller with us now. Mike, I'm not even sure whether you want to talk, but Mike, as a Carlisle fan, what does this feel like tonight?
I am an utter wreck. I am absolutely exhausted, but if you're going to go up, what a way to get promoted.
That's the way to do it,
absolutely. Oh, you're supposed to celebrate tonight. I need an early night.
The great thing is, Stephen Bell, Mike's producer as well, on Wembley Way this morning. Stephen's a Manchester United fan, but we kept on exchanging glances during our game and during the extra time. And like, Stephen was sweating. Stephen was feeling the pain of all Carlisle United fans today. But we said it before the game, didn't we, Chris, that if you're going to go up, yeah, great going up as champions, but this is when you get your moment, isn't it? And for these Carlisle fans, today's memories which will last a lifetime.
Yeah, I think this is why the trip to Wembley's worth it, isn't it? Coming to Wembley and winning a proper big game, because it would have been tough next season as well, still in League Two. Yes, we would have done well, but it's tough to get out of, to get up and get out of it the way we've done it. You know, we can't ask for any more. You literally can't. It's as I said, Paul Simpson's worked miracles, but the players as well, they've listened, they've worked hard, they've stuck by it. I was actually at the ground on Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday, and they were training hard, and they were bang at it, and I thought, that's great to see, because sometimes there are hangovers after playoff matches. but they've really went at it. They've got after them today. A little bit of a tricky start, but they're finding their feet in the game. But from that, you know, what a performance from them. You know, fantastic for them to get that win in the manner they got it as well. I wanted them to play well, and they had played well. I think that they all be honest and they go in at half time, they'd probably say I've not really contributed yet. But every single one of them from half time onwards, even first half though, but half time, especially after half time, stepping right up and putting Stockport right on the rails.
The Goodfellow family in Corby Hill have been in touch, and Ramsey in Cambridgeshire. Up the Blues, they say, absolutely fantastic. Carlisle are going up. We've not made it Wembley today because of our dad Robin, a huge Carlisle fan who sadly passed away recently, so we've had the game on at home, and Dad will be celebrating in heaven alongside us, they say. Thanks so much to Simo and the boys for putting big smiles on the faces of Carlisle fans around the world. He's done it again, has Simo, the Goodfellow family. Thanks for getting in touch, and obviously our sympathies for your recent loss. This is Dave, who says, hi guys, today's about the fans. Let's remember a man who would have loved it today. Carlisle United's most fanatical fan, Charlie Morris, R.I.P. Hope you're partying up there, Charlie, says Dave. I mean, again, these messages are getting me a bit going a bit.
It's hard. We've been the same
emotional
all day today. Since getting up, it's just been trying to fight them back all the time, because they're just the adrenaline and the emotion is just coming out. But when you see everyone celebrating the way they were, this is exactly how you picture in your head the perfect day, and the perfect days happen for us. And as I keep saying, they deserve it. They deserve what's happening right in front of them now. And Stockport, well done to them, because, you know, they came over to everyone, shook their hands, applauded them. You know, just a fantastic experience all day, all round.
And again, these messages that we're getting, and people are talking about, you know, recently passed or past family members who were huge Carlisle United fans. Days like this, occasions like this, brings back those memories. You know, these are the people who took their sons and daughters to football matches, and when they're not around, you know, people do naturally, I guess, think of those kind of people. So it's a hugely kind of invested emotional experience, isn't it?
It is. I mean, there's people I've spoke to today who, as you say, can't come with the people who usually brought them, but looking at them and you can see the emotion and the tears running down everyone's face, but it's happy tears, isn't it? It's pride, it's everything, it's elation, and everyone's just, you know, just looking round a lot of the time now and just sucking it all in and making sure they picture it all, and you know, they're just waiting for the lads all a little bit now for them to come back round this way and finish off these celebrations, but don't finish them too quick. You know, just milk it, you know, make sure you take it all in. But the moment Patrick's goal went in, what a moment that was. It was because you were just hoping we got that one break and we had that moment, and we got it. And then to go to penalties, you're thinking the worst because it goes down their end. But the lads kept their head, showed real courage and conviction on the penalties. You know, I've never, you know, how good were they? Like the Germans there, weren't they? No.
You know, it wasn't that long ago we were dreading the drive home, weren't we? Because we thought we were going to hit a sort of a bit of an emotional wall at some point. I tell you what, I reckon me and you could run it.
Yeah, easy now. Just, you know, can run all the way back up that motorway. You know, hopefully we'll get a little bit of sampling of the commentaries on or whatever, the after shows, but yeah, that'll be no problem, that drive now all the way home, high as a kite.
Jake and Dave watching Carlisle from Marbella in Spain can't handle Blues need to come here to celebrate. What a massive result. R.I.P. to my granddad, a lifelong fan. Says Jake and Dave. Edmondson was immense when he came on. 2 Barrow fans have been in touch as well. Micah Bluebirds fan says, well done Carlisle on winning promotion after an evenly matched game. Hopefully we'll meet the season after one way or another. And this Barrow fan as well, who's got in touch. Where is it? This Barrow fan says, well done Carlisle, happy to get you out of our hell. Keep your messages coming in. 81333 is a text message. Start your text message number. Start your message with the word Cumbria at the beginning, and you can WhatsApp us 08000 321 333. Your words of celebration and congratulations to Carlisle United. We'll try and get through as many as we can between now and the time we hand over to Joe. And the Twitter address as well, by the way, at BBC Cumbria Sport. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, where have you been?